Good morning, it's VapeAM. Good morning, it's VapeAM. I'm Juicy Jones. We're waking up. Sorry we're running a little bit late today. Good morning, everybody. We just went live. This is the show where you wake up with me here at Orbital Vaping headquarters. And I'm sorry, I'm just waking up. I'm going to drink some coffee and have a vape. The first thing I'm going to do is say hello to everybody in chat. Sorry, today I'm running slow today, guys and gals. Where's my chat? There you are. Hi, everybody. Kyle, Owen, Mitchell Rivera, Mr. Cobra Fire, everybody. Good morning, you guys. Hey, what's great about this is that you got me to yourself. Hey, what's up, Brian? You got me to yourself because I didn't do any announcements or posting or anything, so you guys can just rack my brain or we can hang out. I'm going to get some stuff ready. Hey, Mike. It's great to see you. It's awesome to see you. I need to get my stuff together. This is an atomizer. These are 26650s. Mitchell Rivera, Owen Ginter, Mike Pavia. It's really good to see all you guys. So I'm just scheming with Skeletor, doing my thing, waiting for Luke to get up. I've got a friend coming today. Today's going to be just a wild card day. I didn't make any plans to do anything specific. I've been trying to get those reviews organized this week, and this week has just been a complete shit. This hasn't worked. Nothing's worked. So I'm just gonna keep on working, and I can't get anything done this week, but just been busy. Let's see. Wait a minute, Brian. I'm not convinced you're not in love with Owen, but hey, whatever. And so anyway, we're gonna have just a quick wild card thing today. So I've got the batteries in here. I've got the other ones that were discharged in here. It's time to put the batteries in the rouleau too. I've got these three. Hey, why did my computer stop? That was weird. My computer just stopped. That's strange. When I got the rouleau, I bought these batteries just for the rouleau. I actually bought these batteries and those two-tone mixjos to swap in and out of here, which is very handy. I did that because they're different labels, so I don't confuse them. And I use one of these and one of those as just wildcard batteries for all my other junk. I really like the rouleau. I'm very, very disappointed in Wismec for not wanting to honor the warranties on the Smock TFV4 combined with this. Wismec, if you make a device and you release it into the world and you know the 510 breaks, or you find out that the 510 breaks, if someone puts a certain tank on it that's very popular, you have to warranty it. I don't know what the fuck is going on where you guys are from, but that's not how it's done. You warranty it. It's okay. I could just understand making the decision to use a cheap 510 or whatever, but I cannot support not doing the warranties. That's not cool. Mitchell Rivera says that he's out of juice till swag sauce gets here. Ooh, he has peaches and cream. Sorry, buddy. You're going to survive. You know, I've been a little surprised by the swag sauce. It turns out that, at least what Brandy told me is that her flavors aren't that great. The blueberry's not that great. And something else, I don't know yet. I'm going to try them. But my Stifler's mom is still delicious. And you know what I have today? In this thing in a second, we're going to vape some Drippin' Dots. Because Carl just sent me that. And it's really exciting. I've got it open. You know what? It's already almost gone. You'll see. Okay. There's the Wismec, all batteried up. Oh shit, it's the home wrecker. And we're also going to turn the home wrecker on, put some e-liquid in here and see if it's working on temperature control. When I put this down last night, it was working on temperature control on Canthal on this aromomizer. Cranky. Hi, Jay. Jay Grims, nice to meet you. Yeah, you know, I didn't get any, this has been a crazy week, and so I just kind of made it. I didn't get any of the promotions or anything done. And so forgive me for not having everything set up like I did last week, but I'll have it set up again next week. And this is only the third week I've done VapeAM, and so it's pretty cool. This is like a brand new thing. And it's great that I turned the camera on and you guys come and hang out, and I really, really appreciate that. In fact, it was kind of weird this morning. Of course, you never know when you're running late, but I woke up and it was late, and I was like, oh my God, and I realized that you guys actually do care, and if I do this, you guys tune in, so I can't tell you how great that feels, and I really appreciate it. So, see, I'm having that problem where I put the door on and it makes that rattling sound. There's something wrong on the inside that makes a weird rocking if you put the door on in exactly the wrong way. There's no telling what that wrong way is, and I think it has something to do with the ribbon, if I'm not sadly mistaken. It's very strange, and I'm not an engineer, so I can't say. Ah, there we go. It's all batteried up. But I need some vape. And I know you guys do. Oh, this has still got Drippin' Dots on it from last night. Oh, fresh batteries. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. First vape of the day. The first vape of the day does that. Owen Ginter in the chat just said, platonic love to you, Dr. Jones. That's hilarious. Platonic love. Okay. This is my Stifler's mom. Also, you know, you guys, I'm sure you guys get tired of me talking about how much I love the eVic VTC Mini, but they have a kit now. That's the eVic VTC Mini kit, and it comes with a Cubist tank. So this is the new kit. Buy this. We don't need the Kanger one anymore. This is good. Hi, Stephen the Babe. Yeah, this is the new. We're having some problems with my bitrate. It's not your fault. Yeah, weird. Are you guys noticing those lags or whatever? My computer every once in a while is going, Urgh. You know what it is? Somebody's watching my Plex server, aren't they? Let's see who it is. That's always fun. Because that has to go off. Yeah, my computer is really lagging up, isn't it? Yeah. Somebody's watching my Plex server. By the way, Skeletor, not during the show, not that you knew. Actually, it's probably just opening your browser, for all I know. We should call some friends here in a minute, but first I'm going to keep waking and stuff and hanging out with you guys. Hope you guys are having a nice morning. I felt bad because I didn't get any of my advertising or anything done, so Brandy didn't make it or anybody else. Humble Juice, 2 120s. Oh, you just got that in the mail. That's good. 2 120s for $25. God, that BOGO sale. You know, I missed that. We announced that day. I went all over in VapeAM, and then we stopped the show. I didn't order any. Humble Juice. That's cool. Hey, make sure you make a note of what flavors those are. Or maybe even put it in the comments of the show later. Don't you guys wish you could make comments on the show afterwards? Or during the show that would go afterwards? Like, these comments aren't saved, which is interesting. It's cool that the statistics are saved. So these are like 800 comments. The more you guys chat, the better it looks on the stats, which is weird. Oh, there's Brandy Hollow Angel. There's my gal. Let's vape. I mean, I could vape before you get here, but let's do it now. Everybody. This is, by the way, this is a 0.16 build in here. And it's a dual coil. Super biggie. This is a big one. Drippin' Dots. Ah, here's the bottle. Drippin' Dots. And it's not focusing. You know what? You guys hate focus. I don't know why you're always bitching about the focus. No one likes it when it focuses. There it is. Drippin' Dots, Mango Sunrise. I'm going to do a full thing of this. Oh, somebody's clock is all screwed up. I blame you guys. How are you guys going to know what time it is? I hope you guys appreciate that this is the least professional broadcast in history. The very least professional. So for everybody that just came in, it's VapeAM. I'm Juicy Jones. Here you just wake up with me on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings, and we just talk vaping, we chat, we surf for some deals, we call some friends on Skype, and we just relax for a couple hours in the morning and just get ready to go. Right now I'm just waking and vaping. Drippin' Dots. So this is the Drippin' Dots that everybody is stealing. Or I'm sorry, what am I saying? That Ruthless E-Juice is stealing. And what's funny is that what they did was they stole the name, but they wanted to just absolutely rip off the ice cream brand. And so they ripped off two people, the Drippin' Dots ice cream brand and Larry, who already stole the Drippin' Dots name, and which is okay because it's this industry. And so those guys are bunk. I don't know what they're thinking. You know, they just think that they're big and they can do what they want, and they're stringing them along. I've seen this before in other businesses too, and it's just silly. I'm just gonna move. I'm gonna move one of my lights real quick. You guys don't realize it, but if I rotate these lights, it's actually quite handy for showing you things. So I'm going to rotate this one just a teeny bit. And the benefit is when I put stuff up here, now look at that, fully illuminated. Holy shit, that's really bright, isn't it? Damn, G. Ah, fully illuminated. Maybe too large, too bright, no big deal. So, I DIY, but does anyone still pay $22 for a 30 mil? David M. and that. Ask that in chat. You know, yeah. Just as little as I have to. You know what I'm saying? So that's a great question. In fact, the reason I DIY is so I can afford to buy the occasional $22 bottle of juice and not worry about it. It's not a hardship because I can afford this bottle or that bottle because sometimes they just come out at that price and sometimes you just have to buy them at that price. If you're interested, you don't have to. I mean, the truth is you can just always buy the budget juices. And for all of y'all out there who are wondering, oh, here's the flavors that Brian got from those guys. Hopscotch, butterscotch, toffee, caramel, vanilla ice cream, which I'm glad that's good because that could be bad, could be good. It sounds a little overmixed. And berry blow pop, blueberry raspberry bubblegum. So blueberry blow pop sounds like one of those flavors I would hate, but might be great, like blow, you know, blow. So that sounds really good. I would try that in a minute, especially the toffee, butterscotch, caramel, vanilla ice cream. Yeah. In fact, I think I'd prefer that if it didn't have butterscotch. Still, I want to try them. But what I was getting at is if you guys don't know, Vaping for Beginners has a terrific series on DIY e-liquid. No, what am I saying? He has a terrific series on inexpensive, budget e-liquid that he actually uses. So that's really cool. Yeah, and I was just saying, Brandy, I was just saying a second ago, Vaping for Beginners and Brandy are talking about the hollow juice. I was just saying that it was, I was sad that you weren't happy with those swag sauce e-liquids that you got already, but hopefully they'll even out over time. And if not, oh, I'm sorry. Although at least the Stifler's mom will end up being good. I'm sorry the other ones aren't. And in fact, if they don't get good, maybe send them to me and I'll send you something else we can trade because I'm going to try them. I don't know. You know, maybe I'll make you a bunch of stuff or something. Talk to me later. We can do something like that if you're interested. I hope everybody is doing really great. I just want to reiterate that everybody should, oh, by the way, do me a favor and somebody click on the thing and share this to Twitter and the Facebook group because I didn't do it this morning. And you know, people might want to see it. Hey, Cloud Castle, it's nice to see you. You know, I was just telling everybody that we just started about 20 minutes ago, so I was running late today. So you're not very late, buddy. Things are pretty good. There's my dog barking for everybody. So I've got the aromomizer, and I'm opening it up, and we're seeing if it works on temperature control this morning. New batteries, fresh thing, haven't reset the FSK. I've got some Beard number 5 clone right in here. This has been steeping for almost 2 months, so it's good. You know, I realized yesterday that my resting bitch face is actually really good. That flavor has lasted months, and I still like it. It's still good every time I make it, and everyone who tries it absolutely adores it. Everybody's like, hey, this is delicious. I'll take some. Everybody. So it isn't a very punchy flavor. It isn't a very bang-in, super explosive flavor, but it's like a super creamy, absolutely delicious mild strawberry. I can't live without it. B-Man Vapes. Hey, B-Man, how was the rest of that competition? I think that is so badass that you bothered to put that on YouTube, my man. Oh, I forgot. You posted that on... Did you only send it to me in a link? I forgot to tell you. I wasn't near my computer last night, but put that on the Facebook group if you haven't. If not, I'll try to remember later. because that's awesome. And the only thing it needs is maybe some idea of who's in there. But whatever, it's totally cool you did that. It's totally good. I'm not nitpicking. I'm totally stoked. I wish everybody did all that stuff like that. Hey, Zachary Willis, good morning. Zachary Willis just came into chat. So right now, for those of you who just joined us, I say this too much maybe, but this is VapeAM. You're waking up with me. This is just a wild card day. And at this very moment, we're just getting up and wicking and putting batteries in. I'm just setting up the Homewrecker G2 to see if it's going to work cold this morning on temp control. I figured it out. I'm going to shoot the review for this, the video, the yes video, that it works when I get this to work 3 times in a row on a tank. I haven't gotten it to work 3 times in a row. Cloud Castle asks, have I heard anything about my Goon RDA? No, nothing. Not one word. Not yet. Not a word. Oh, that's James Reeves. Okay. You must be watching on someone else's phone or something. That's killer. James Reeves is our buddy. That's killer. Hey, Dan Snaith. Good afternoon from London, my friend. That's great to see you. You know, we love our international viewers. In fact, I don't think Polish Vapes UK, my partner in Hailing Island, is up yet, or we would call him. Oh, Dan Snaith, that's Sneed. I want everyone here to say hello to Sneed, because Sneed is the coolest dude in history, and I just found him on Instagram, and he makes nice coil porn, and we just kind of became buddies, and he's just the nicest guy. I don't know why that guy gives me the time of day at all, because he's such an amazing, holy fuck, SNEET.S. Go to his Instagram page. You'll be like, blam! So no, not a word about my Goon yet. That's the reason why I haven't been burning to get you the email yet, and I've been busy. But I don't know what to do exactly. I guess just wait. Send you an email and wait. And I was joking with these guys last week that we were talking and we were going to try to hit that .007 or something close. I don't know. I don't even know how to do the math on that. I mean, I guess you have an idea of where that stuff ohms out and you can just kind of guess, right? Oh, and Cloud Castle is Pain Vapes. That's awesome. Pain Vapes is another one of our friends from Instagram. Guy just reached out to me and said, hey, great channel. Who are you? What's going on? And we became friends. So that's cool. James switched back to his profile. That's cool. That's right, Dan. I should have known. I remember now. I remember you told me. I'm Dan Snaith. So that's killer. Yeah, I can't wait to get that Goon. And I'm kind of glad it's a 24, to be honest, because I just looked around and I realized that I want a 30. I have a 30 millimeter RDA coming, but that one's going to look better on most of my gear. I've got one 30 millimeter RDA. In fact, for Dan, I'll just tell you, I've got the Homewrecker G2 that's 151 watts and will fire anything down to .007. So, and this is a 24 millimeter RDA or mod. So I've lost my micrometer. So this is a 24 millimeter mod, so that'll fit nicely. This is my 30 millimeter one, and I have a 30 millimeter RDA that hasn't been announced yet. That's coming here in the next couple of months, and I'll tell you about that. That will fit on here. That's big, and obviously I have, you know, all the other guys. But the Goon is one of them, and I have this Overcast, which is just exactly like a Twisted Messes on the inside with a Freak Show hole. It's a Twisted Messes with a Freak Show hole. And you can put some relatively wide stuff in here. I guess what I should do is give you post measurements. Is that useful to you? Hey, Zach Schaefer. Good morning, buddy. Zach Schaefer joined the chat. That's killer. Oh my God, Cloud Castle says he has 3 RDAs coming in the mail. Holy Jesus. It's like fucking Christmas, but it's going to be like fucking torture until the mailman comes. Am I right? That's funny. Thank you so much for posting that, Brandy. I just didn't have time. Hey, Sean, everybody who just joined us. It's not your fault. I was just running late this morning, and these guys put the thing on the thing for me. Really appreciate it. I'm going to get a lot better about posting those things. And I took the advice. I take everyone's advice for how to manage my channel in a good way. And I took Robert's advice, and I started making Facebook events. And I think maybe I'm going to team up with Polish Vapes and Skeletor, and we're going to make a little website that lets us put our little feeds on there and let everyone come there and chat and talk and do stuff, and then post your own stuff too as we go. Would you guys use something like that? That's good. Oh, I didn't tell you guys. The Drippin' Dots flavor profile that's rooted me is Mango Sunrise. And so it's a mango I don't know if I got the exact description of the thing, but it's a creamy mango that is surprising that it's not bad. I don't want to give away too much because I want to do a real review live and do it, and I'm still trying to get those worked out. But I like it, and I'm going to do a real thing. And I'm going to do it live, too. I might even do it later on today if I can get my shit together. Cloud Castle got the Goon and the Tsunami, and he didn't get the Twisted Messes, too. So the 4 RDAs, or tanks or whatever, that I'm interested in right now are the Tsunami, the Goon, the Twisted Messes 2, and the Velocity 2. And I'm a little interested in the BMI. Goldie, but not that much. To be honest, what I really want is my Goon and a Velocity 2. And a Tsunami. I really want a Tsunami because I don't have a Kennedy. And it reminds me of, like, a poor man's Kennedy. Modernized. Anyway, you guys would know. Yeah, Twisted Message 2. Oh, and Tom Pavlu. I was talking with Tom Pavlu last night, y'all. Friend of the channel, OVHQ crew. And he's got his fucking Velocity 2 already. He ordered it last, like, Friday, and boom, it's here. He was using it last night. Yeah, Mitchell O'Berry. Yeah, there is, and he's got it already, and it's good. And by the way, if you get the new Velocity, make sure you tighten up the grub screw inside. There's an interesting thing where they've actually put the squonk pin inside, and the grub screw that holds the hole closed for the squonker can be loose when you get it. This causes connectivity problems, and Tom Pavlu spent about 2 hours chasing down some connectivity problems on his. So great tip. Velocity 2, tighten up that grub screw for your own safety and sanity. Yeah, and there's Thomas Pavlu right there. Can't wait for the Tsunami. Me either. You know what? My face and hands are overexposed. That's partly being, somebody in chat said that. And what that is that I got up late and pointed these lights right at my face. And here, watch this. I'm going to turn down the exposure a little. I can do that. I do have the power. The power. So somebody's giving me some tips. This is actually great. I would have done this morning if I had had more time. Hello, exposure. Look, I'm beautiful again. I am so beautiful again, y'all. I'm just kidding. Thank you for the heads up, my friend. It's good. Looks pretty good. We're still working at the kinks. I know we've been doing this for 3 weeks, but you know, there's still little things to do. I did finally work out a look and feel, so I'm keeping these flat overlays, and I'm trying to use green for VapeAM and blue for vaping down to dusk, and use orange for the reviews, but I might switch that up or something. And that just seems to be like a way to do it, because I only do 3 things: the pre-recorded stuff and these 2 live shows. And Vaping for Beginners says the BMI RDA is only $45. That's good. It's very affordable. So let's see. Yeah. And for you guys that just joined us, just so you know, we're all flattered that my personal legend, Dan Snate, is here. I'm not sure if I pronounce that TH Snate or Snaith, but anyway, he's fantastic. Follow him on Instagram at sneet.s. I don't look dead now. Hey, and who just came in? Nube Mods. Hello, Lewis. It's great to see you, buddy. And Ryan Berman. Good to see you, too. I'm so glad. And Steve M. Good morning. I'm so glad. Sorry I started up late this morning, but we did get started. And in a few minutes here, I'm going to see who's awake. I know Skeletor isn't quite awake yet, and maybe Luke will be. We're drinking delicious Cafe Vita coffee. For you guys that drink coffee, cafevita.com. CAFFEVITA.com. Drink it. Order it. The Del Sol is the espresso roast, and that's what I drink in my drip. Yeah, Louis Cruz, I'm so happy to see you. Yeah, buddy. We were just talking about you yesterday. Me and Skeletor. No big deal. Not about anything. We were saying we love Louis. And who else? I need more vape. I really like this Overcast. I mean, if you have $50 and you're in the mood to buy an American atomizer that's not the standard thing, that's not a Twisted Messes or whatever, but is similar and similar quality, it's good. It isn't quite as great as those guys because the bottom ring is a little bit thin, does a little bit of wobble. Anyway, though, but I love this thing so much. This has more airflow than a Twisted Messes by a factor of 2 almost. If you can see this, it's gigantic Cyclops with my eyeball, and it has bottom airflow rings. You'll notice those holes, they're closed. Yeah, I'm so glad this never focuses. I hate it when it does. Those are closed. I have them plugged. When I have that open, this is like almost unvapeable. Yeah. Let's see. Forced Acrylics makes some killer custom tips for all sorts of addies. Give local a follow. Local to Florida, that is. So Sean Taft is saying that go check out Forced Acrylics. That's cool. That's awesome. That is cool. Oh yeah, VCCT's coming up. Lewis is going to be there. It's going to be kind of cool. And there's Rashid. Hello. That's at least our second UK viewer this morning. That's fantastic. I'm so proud of the fact that I've been able to gather a few international viewers. I can't tell you how proud that makes me. I really, really love everybody around the world and everyone vapes. And as long as we speak basic, decent English or something in common, I'll learn Esperanto if I have to. That would be funny, wouldn't it? We speak Esperanto vape. Mmm. Lewis, I saw some designs on some of those mods that you posted the other day that made my eyes explode. That little Art Deco pattern. Fuck, dude. Fuck. It's so awesome. It's so beautiful. If I could do anything, I would bring the 30s back. 20s and 30s. That'd be awesome. The price on the Velocity 2, V2, 125. Yeah, it's expensive, Ryan Berman. It is. David Aminette asks why I'm the only person streaming in HD. No idea. I do not have super internet, but I'm smart. The thing is, this takes about 6 different things to put together that maybe a lot of other people haven't put together yet, but honestly, it's no harder than adding 2 and 2. Yeah, that's their Instagram name. Their Instagram name is @ForcedAcrylics, and that's forced_ACRYLIX. So that's cool. Yeah, David, I have no idea. We do this, and I'm actually working on getting as many people as I can to get broadcasting at 1080p because I'm the first and may as well make my friends be the second. Was that yours, Lewis? It's going to be a 40-second delay, but if I find out you did that, then I'm going to be even more excited. Those are so fine. God, I love patterns like that. And I love that designer gal you have too because the stuff she came up with is great, and that's nice. And so I like your designs. I think they're cool. Yeah, they're cool. Esperanto, I know. You know what? I should learn some funny basic Esperanto for vaping and say it. It'd be funny. Hey, that's Dustin Brown. Yeah, totally. Well, good job, Lewis, by the way. Oh, okay. I'm being told, not forced, by James Reeves, our friend of the show, to go and look at Beshusant Official, and there's a thing called the Duke mod. And so we're going to do that. I wonder if I have any windows open. Oh, that's good. I can use that Capella window. I can use that Capella window, I see. Oh, is it Vicious Ant? Yeah, the Vicious Ant. Oh, here's the Facebook page. Oh, shit. Look at that crazy thing. Okay, let me get the window up for you guys. That is that thing. Put a beast on your mod. There's the Duke. Stabilized wood. Is that a button on top? Now that color is for me. I like it. It's pretty. I'm going to share this on the group. We'll see what you guys think. Thanks, James. All right. Hey, look what we have. A call from a friend. Hold on a second there, Tom. I've got to jigger the sound a little bit. People can hear you, though. Say something. We have. Hello, Tom. Oh, you can't tell that I can hear you, can you, Tom? Your audio's up, my friend. Whoa, that video is huge. Do you want your video that huge? You did, didn't you? Didn't you want to have a huge, huge window? Just kidding.
Could you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
I hear you
Oh, yeah.
perfectly well. Good.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody.
How are you? Hey, everybody. This is Tom Pavlu, our buddy, our homewrecker friend. And you know what? I have not fired up the homewrecker yet. I just got to that. I just got to that. I'm going to turn my camera so people can see me. Hello. Um, I just got to that page that had the Duke on it, which is an incredibly cool looking mod. Very cool. And I'm about to fire up the homewrecker. You got yours going, Tom?
Yeah, yeah. I got to tell you, this latest firmware that they're releasing has made things a little different. So it's gonna take a little bit of getting used to. Uh, it seems
Is it
like
more sensitive to you?
it's super sensitive as far as the that FSK curve. It
Yeah.
makes the vape a lot hotter, a lot faster, and I feel like you miss out on some of the lower temperature settings, which I'm a fan of getting going. So
Right.
what happens is now that makes the wattage setting that much more important. I used to just set, all my Claptons and parallel builds and everything. I used to set them at 80 or 90 watts, and then I'd figure out my temperature curve, and from there, you can't do that because if you set it for 80 or 90 watts, um, you instantly when the mod starts to fire, it's automatically at least 450 degrees.
Yeah,
So
I've noticed.
you got to back off your wattage much more now in order to get those temperatures set in. So
Yeah,
it's
I've
been
noticed the
it's been
same
a
thing.
trooper.
Hey, can I say something by the way? This thing fired first try.
Oh, good, good. I'll tell you what I did
And
notice,
you
and
know, let me just say one thing real quick. I
yeah,
got up
please.
and I took it off and put it back on, and it still fired. So it worked twice in a row. So that's two. If I get three, I'm shooting a video. Okay, go on. Sorry.
That's too funny. Yeah, so I have a question for you and everybody out in chat land. I'm not a big fan of eScribe. I mean, it's terrific. It does. I mean, obviously, everybody knows the positives of the customization and stuff. But I don't like to go on and have to fiddle around all the time. That's one of the reasons why I like the Wrecker so much. But I noticed last night, I took my Velocity V1 that I run my Claptons in, and I put it on one of my DNA 200 mods, and I set it for 80 watts, which is what I always set this particular build for,
Mhm.
and the ramp up time was significantly slower than 80 watts on my home wrecker.
On your
To
DNA
the
200.
Yeah, yeah,
Really?
to the point to I mean to the
That's
point
really
that
surprising, Tom.
it was actually unenjoyable for me because I haven't got my DNA 200 for probably a couple of weeks since I've been using the wrecker. So today I'm gonna put a video out.
Huh.
I'm gonna try to compare the ramp up time on
Goddamn.
the DNA 200 versus the home wrecker and see what I come up with. But my question to you is, I know with eScribe, especially with the temperature settings and the customability that you could do with it, you could you know play with that curve and get the preheat much quicker. I don't recall seeing that for regular wattage mode. Is that an option for wattage mode with the DNA 200?
No, because it's not relevant to the way the or to the way wattage works compared to temperature control. That's that way literally because of already what you're thinking, and that is that the temperature control uses that number just to get to the temperature, then throws it away. And so it uses it as a guide. It says, well, how much power do you want me to put into this coil to get to the temperature you want? And what that does is it makes it warm faster. And you'll notice that on TC, especially on the DNA 200, it's a little bit wobblier, and actually on the Joytech too. If you set it on a temperature and put the watts low, it gets warm real slow. In fact, it may never get warm. And then sometimes you'll put it on if you put it on like 80 watts, it'll get warm fast and then cool off and then get warm again. And so for regular wattage, it just tries to hit the number. For temperature control, when you configure watts, it just uses it as a target to be able to heat the coil up to the temperature. At least that's my understanding of how that works.
Yeah, yeah. Now I know, like, for instance, the SX Mini chips, they have different settings within wattage mode. They have a soft setting, a powerful setting, powerful plus, and then standard.
Yeah,
So
and that must be some version of that for wattage mode that you're talking about. And in fact, I forgot about that until you mentioned it. I've never
yeah,
had very
and
good
that
results with that setting.
see that's great though for when you're dealing with the bigger builds like the Claptons and the Staples and all these other crazy builds that require you know that much more power to heat them up quick. That mode works really good. Um, but going back to the Wrecker versus the DNA 200, the ramp up time definitely seemed to be much better with the Wrecker, which I was surprised. I really was surprised about. So
That's surprising
um,
because I've had the
yeah,
opposite of results. But I mean, I've only done kind of direct one-to-one comparisons a few times, and I was happy, so I didn't nitpick. So let me just check this out. I'm not gonna take the aromizer off that one, but I am gonna
yeah,
put my DNA
especially now that
200
you
on
got it
here.
working.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think it's possible that maybe your ohm reading was off?
I doubt it.
The only reason I say that is that occasionally on TC, if your ohm readings are off, it can vape funny. Then sometimes, in fact, this happens on the home wrecker more than any other mod because it wasn't resetting reliably. And you put a mod on, like I would put the crown on. Let's say I'm working on temperature control and Canthal, and I take the aromizer off because it doesn't recognize it the second time. Let's say I did that, just for shits and giggles. So I take it off, and I put the crown on and stainless steel temperature control. Well, the ohms are still reading what the aromizer did, and it vapes bad. And I look at it and I'm like, oh, that happened a lot. And I haven't tried it with the new firmware, but it wasn't resetting the ohms every time. Um, so is that possible, or no? You don't think so?
Oh my god!
Yes. I'm gonna try today. Like I said, I'm gonna try to be a little bit more scientific about it and shoot my findings and see if it was just my imagination or like you said maybe there's a factor like an unstable build of some sort or a connection that caused it. But
So
I'll
so if
tell you,
you
yeah,
if you can, do you have your velocity 2 in front of you?
I do.
So wiggle that in front of the screen. And hold on, let me arrange it so people can see your. Yeah, there it is, guys. And it looks exactly the same as Velocity 1 right now, but
Yeah, there are some very subtle changes with the V2. Other than this fact that it's got a smaller air chamber inside. There are some subtle changes that really have made a pretty nice difference. Although I must say, if for anybody that has the V1, I don't think buying this V2 is mandatory from a performance perspective, only because the V1 was that good. Um, it's
right.
it just as far as vape quality and flavor, even with that smaller air chamber, I feel like I'm getting the same flavor, which is stupendous flavor. But having said that, no
Stupendous
need
is
to.
the right word for the velocities flavor.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. No need to run out and get it though if you have the V1 and are already in love with it. But it
Right.
is. I mean, listen. It came. I got it like within like I think a day and a half after ordering it, which was great. A really
Yeah, I
pleasant
couldn't believe that
surprise.
you busted that thing out.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, what? It only went on sale Friday.
yeah. I was shocked myself. But as far as quality, I mean, these guys when they send the product out, that you get them in perfect condition. The polish, everything is nice. They're clean.
Nice.
That really good workmanship. So kudos to them for they charge an arm and a leg, but at least that when it arrives, you're getting top quality.
Yeah, and I just
Really.
want to say for the viewer's sake that we're not like on a war against clones, and we're not like authentics only here. But here at
Not
Orbital
at all.
Vaping headquarters, we're not crazy. It's clear as a bell that you have to take these things and evaluate them based on what they are. And these guys make an extremely good case for charging as much money as they do, and they know full well that you can just wait and buy the clone. And if you buy the authentic one, it's going to work great. They're going to warranty it. They're going to fix it. It's going to be good for life. And another thing too that's really important to understand is that that price of $125 for the best RDA that there is, almost. I mean, almost. It's debatable, but no one's going to argue that the velocity isn't in the top five. Nobody. So, um, although maybe somebody would. What am I saying? Maybe Dan Snaith would say like, well, I don't know, maybe because he's on this level of it. But the truth is, the Velocity is great, and like for people like me, it's perfect because I don't own an original Velocity 1, right? So I would pick up a Velocity 2 to get an authentic one instead of a Velocity 1. But Europeans pay this much money for atomizers and tanks all the time. A lot of people do. If you buy something nice, it's worth the money. And let me give you two examples that I own, and that is the Typhoon GS2, which is worth every dime, an amazing atomizer if you want mouth to lung, and also my Earl Konigan, which is probably a little too expensive for what it is, but is a fine piece of machinery, and they sell their own clone for about $60 of the
They
Earl
sure
Konigan.
do.
Yeah,
Yes.
and they do that because they'd rather make their own clone that isn't as good than let everyone else clone them. And it's funny because they get shit for it not being as good. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. I mean, they sell one version that costs $180 that they make in Austria, and they sell another one for $60 that they make in China, and people still complain that they're doing it. It's like it makes no sense. So,
I'm gonna share a podcast on your Facebook page later today if I could find it.
oh, the one that has the guy who designed it talking about it, right?
Yeah, talking
Yeah,
about it and explaining why they have to charge so much for it, and it's
yeah,
really interesting. And again, to each their own. It's not,
yeah.
not everything.
Not a
With everything in
judgment.
life. I mean, it's great that we have the variety that we do, and we can make the choices that we do.
Yeah,
But
and
when you hear it from the designer, it kind of makes sense. I got to
yeah.
tell you, it does.
And they're not trying to put their head in the sand. They know that they're clones, and they know that they can't avoid it. And so what they're trying to do is they're trying to make some money back on what they've invested on making these things for everybody else, and make enough money to pay for their families and pay their mortgages. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to drive Ferraris.
And you don't realize, well, you might realize, but a lot of people don't realize the amount of money that is put into these designs and the R&D
Yeah,
and the cost of the raw materials and the machining. I mean, they're putting up in a lot of cases 30, 40, $50,000 just to do like 1,000 piece run, or a couple thousand piece run of their product.
right.
So
And you can be sure that they would try to make it affordable to all vapors if it were possible. Hollow Angel makes the point that the majority of vapors can't afford authentic, and that's fine.
yeah,
I
it
mean,
sure is.
it's everyone can't afford everything, and they would love it if everyone could afford it. But the economic reality of what happens with our American access to Chinese manufacturing, it's the fault of the structure of our world and our country. It's not the fault of the guys that run the Velocity. If you want to
Well said.
complain, yeah, if you want to complain to the 5 generations of presidents that have shipped all of our jobs overseas since the 70s. Actually, 7 generations. And I'm not even picking left or right there. I'm saying everyone shipped all of our jobs overseas. That's the reason why a Velocity is $125. Did you guys know that the impact, if we built iPhones in America, they would only be about $7 more expensive?
Wow,
Or maybe
that's
20. I think it's 20. It's not much. And you know that what people don't understand is that we could not build them here. We could not build iPhones in America. We don't have the educated people. I'm not joking. They sell so many iPhones that they have trouble hiring enough educated, college educated managers to manage the factory people. It's physically impossible to open that factory in America because we don't have enough skilled workers. If you're not
that,
embarrassed by that, be
that's
embarrassed by that.
yeah, that's something that you don't even think about.
That's what Steve Jobs told Obama. Steve Jobs said the jobs aren't coming back because we don't
Wow.
have the people. We can't. You
Well,
don't have
he's
enough people for me to hire. I would need to hire 20,000 managers. Good luck. You know.
unbelievable.
Yeah, it's impossible. So until we make a national effort to bring back manufacturing, and we can be more like Europe in this way, where they own their own manufacturing, people in Germany still make beautiful things people want to buy. Think about that, y'all. People want to buy German machining.
Right.
Just saying, and they sell it. So, um,
That Duke is beautiful. I'm looking at your
oh yeah, it's
Facebook.
fantastic. And I'm just following up on something Brandy said too. Is that Yeah, no one's hating on anyone for liking clones or anything. It's not a judgment. It's just that if you can get the clones, get the clones. If you can afford the authentics, buy the authentics because it gets them to make new ones. Because remember, China is not inventing the velocity; they're only copying it. So I hope that didn't sound like an attack. It certainly wasn't. That's not what I
Yeah,
meant.
yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, yeah.
Listen, I probably have 20 clone atomizers
Yeah.
myself,
Yeah, I'm pro clone. I love clones. I own clones, and I'm aware that they're inferior or not, and I know that there's good ones and bad ones. So it's not like that. I'm only saying that if you can afford an authentic, then definitely get one if it's something you want, because then it helps you get the next one or whatever, because they stay in business. That's all. Freedom isn't free. Someone said that in chat from Team America. Freedom isn't free.
That's funny.
I love that
Good
movie.
point.
We just watched that recently. It was a good time. Love that. Well, what am I doing? So my home wrecker be working, matey, and now I have to empty this tank.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see your review and also Luke's.
It's got to be so boring, man. Yours was so much more succinct and like I watched yours and I was like, fuck. Look at this guy fucking just say exactly the right thing and end it. I was like, fuck you. I mean, not in a bad way. I was just jealous. I was like, damn it, that's succinct. That's really good. So I'm going to what I want to do is, I want to do the satisfaction video to get the thing up in the review and then go into some details. And then I want to do a bunch of stuff like you and I were talking about where we follow up on VapeAM and just talk about this thing a lot. I would love to. And other people, like if you out there in YouTube land, if you own a G2, contact us because we will do a G2 day and all Skype on here and talk. And that'll be fun. We'll get you and me and Luke and whomever else, anybody that wants to. And in fact, between you and me, Thomas, wouldn't it be fun if we could get in contact with everybody who's done the YouTube reviews that wants to? They can come on. We can all talk about it together, 4 or 5 of us.
That would be great. Absolutely. And you know what else? Speaking of contacting us, I have absolutely no issue with anybody contacting me in regard to the G2. Obviously, I think by now everybody knows I'm a big fanboy, but also, and any vape gear related questions that I could help with, I'm more than happy to share my thoughts and help the community any way I can. So
Yeah, totally. Tag him on the Facebook group if you want him. He'll come running. Not
yeah,
literally.
yeah, I know, right?
I'm actually very proud and very happy that our vape fam is so cool. We have a good mix of extremely hardcore, experienced people and medium people like me and newer people. And so it's kind of fun. It's gratifying. I think what that must mean is that we welcome people and people don't feel like they're, put down, and they also don't feel like they're patronized too. Sometimes the advanced people feel like they're being patronized too, and can't appeal to everybody, but we're just trying to get good info in front of people and be reasonable here on our channel.
Well, not to kiss your ass too much, but one of the
Feel
reasons
free, Tom.
one of the reasons I enjoy the group so much as a whole is because it does seem like everybody's very warm and approachable.
Yeah.
It's some of the other groups out there definitely aren't like that. So you guys
Yes,
have that you have that unique way that is inviting to people, and
I agree. I love that. And Skeletor is also great about that. He's just in person, he's such a good guy, charismatic, and he attracts nice people. And tons and tons of my original fans are people that were fans of his channel too. And so, we share. That's one reason why he and Luke and I collaborate a lot, is because we share a lot of fans and we all have the same, everyone has the same kind of mojo. So it's really great.
yeah. Speaking of Skeletor and his channel, by accident last night I came across a Skeletor video. So I had no idea what his channel was or anything
Yeah.
else.
WTF Vapors. I can't believe I never told you that.
Yeah, yeah. As I'm new to the group, I'm still figuring some stuff out on my own. But I came across one of his reviews last night. So obviously, I subscribed to his channel and
He's great.
his Facebook page. But he has I like his technique in his reviews.
Me too. And what I like about him is that he and I are like brothers from another mother. His approach is just to do something a little different. He's a little silly, he does weird stuff, and what he's trying to do is just not do the exact same thing everyone else does. And I just like that. Anyone doing that, I'm down with. So
Yeah, yeah,
I like
absolutely.
that. We're trying to do something a little bit different here, in as much as, I don't have like a stack of neatly lined up mods back here, and I don't have a shelf with like everything perfect, and I don't have a list of what's coming up next exactly in order. I'm a little bit ADD, and sometimes you guys just got to live with that, and the vendors too. And so, here we are. I just try to do things a little bit different. I'm just trying to do most stuff live. And the truth is, a lot of the reason for that is just because I perform better in a conversational environment than just a camera. Like if you and I are talking, or if there's audience, if we're all talking together, it's easier for me to organize my ideas. That's just me. Everyone's
Well,
different.
interactive live shows too are great because it's a great way to get your followers more involved in what's going on.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah, I
it's
didn't know that until I started doing this. What I did was I started my channel and I got super busy and was redecorating a whole bunch of stuff. And so I started doing the recorded reviews and I never intended to do lots of live stuff, just vaping dawn to dusk. But I got so busy that I was only able to like hold on to vaping dawn to dusk for a few months. And what I realize now is that that was actually really shrewd because what I have now is everyone on my channel, all of you wonderful people, so far are people that want to see live shows. And I also get traction on the videotape recorded stuff because that's like everybody else. But I mean, I actually am starting to get traction on live. And when I turn on the live thing, people want to see that. So I think that's kind of cool that I've created a little channel here accidentally where people expect to see live things. And that just gives me permission to do more live junk like this.
Hey, a lot of the greatest things out there were created accidentally. you know?
Yeah, this has all been a big happy accident of like friends quitting smoking and then me trying different stuff and then finding a great partner in the Vaping Down to Dust show, which is great. By the way, Vaping Down to Dust this weekend, we're we're gonna try to do the DIY. I might get all the stuff in today to make something, and instead of Policeman, I might have to make Rocket Man, but we can always do Policeman again. And so Vaping Down to Dust Saturday, it'll either be another DIY episode or we're gonna have some cool guest. I don't know exactly. You'd think I would know by Wednesday, but I was waiting for a paycheck to deposit before I could order my DIY supplies. And for those of you, for example, Zach and some other people, Vape Ross Vape, who I owe DIY, that's what's coming in the mail. So it just took me a while to get it.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it's so strange to me that people do want to see the live show. I think it's so great. I personally like it better, and you guys are also so forgiving. We have a few tech bumps and things skip sometimes and whatever, but still, for me it's fun. And setting all this stuff up beforehand is simply easier than editing videos later. For me, some people find it easier to edit videos, but I don't.
Speaking of tech stuff, if I suddenly disappear, it's because I am waiting for Comcast to get here and try for a third time to get me an internet connection.
Don't jinx it because you're perfect right now.
That's because I'm on my mother's FiOS connection from next door.
Oh,
It's not,
I was gonna say, why the hell do you sound and look so good? It's like you were absolutely perfect. That FiOS is awesome.
it's FiOS, yes. It's I have to steal my mother's internet in order to operate over here.
Oh, Jay Grims in the chat says he just posted his sugar cookie sandwich recipe on ELR. Dude, if you don't mind, either paste it in here. Well, you can't paste URLs in here, but if you get a second, paste that on the Facebook group. It's Facebook/Juicy Jones, groups/Juicy Jones. And we'll all throw some recipes in there. And I'll make an event, and maybe we can comment on that with our recipes. Yeah, I'll make an event. What the hell am I thinking? I love DIY. I think we're 1 week off. I think we're a week late, but we're doing it once a month. We're trying to get them in there so that we get at least one in every 4 or 5 weeks because it's so fucking fun. I can't tell you how fun it is, Tom. And if you ever want to crack open some of that Idaho survivalist DIY gear of yours, or order some more, then bust that stuff out and mix with us on a weekend day or something. So much
Yeah,
fun.
I think I might have to do that. It does sound like a lot of fun, and if you come up with a concoction you like, I'm sure you could save a boatload of money also.
Yeah. Well, and like I always tell everybody else, this came up a few minutes ago. People saying they couldn't afford $25 a bottle for 30s, which is true. That's robbery.
That's tough. Yeah.
Yeah, that's robbery. $25, $22 for a 30 is robbery. They really shouldn't be charging more than $19 ever, in my opinion. I mean, 19 is high, but I've paid 22, 25. Anyway, so what I was saying is that this comes up, and I do DIY so I can afford to buy the juice that I want to. Because as far as the budget goes, it costs me, a certain amount of money to make 400 mils of liquid. And my girlfriend looks at that spreadsheet and goes, "Yes, buy more DIY."
Yeah, absolutely. And I actually I also I pay for my mother's e-liquid most of the time also. So
Yeah,
when I buy, I'm buying for two people,
we should
and
hook
it
you guys
does.
up with a staple DIY that you can make 400 mils a time at and do a bottle a month. You won't even go through that much probably, and then she can
Yeah,
have her thing and save money. Then she can afford to buy, or you
yeah,
can.
exactly.
That's
And
nice that you hook your mom up.
she's pretty easygoing as far as flavors go. So a lot of times what I do is if I don't like something, chances are my mother will like it. The only problem is it's getting harder and harder because I've been using higher and higher VG blends, and she's still stuck on the aero tanks of the world, and
Get her an
can't really
Innikin
get it.
T18 or a T22. Is she mouth to
Yeah.
lung?
Pardon?
Is she mouth to lung?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the Innikin has a T22 that's a 22 millimeter one that has that 1.4 ohm fixed 15-watt coil,
Hmm.
and that is you can chug 9010 through that all day.
Is that? Oh, though
Yep.
that's good to know.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Shocking. You
I
can
don't think
chug it.
I haven't seen those tanks for sale on their own.
Yeah, you're right. They aren't. They're on sale with the kits, aren't they? They,
Yeah, I
they,
think so.
they have a name for the tank. I just forgot what it is. It's called the prismatic or the princess tank or something silly. But I didn't know until I actually had one in my hands that it's actually a desirable device. Before I gave mine away, I actually used it myself with 9 mig in it. I would put it in my
Yeah.
pocket and do a quick. I would take it to the bathroom and do a couple of stealth vapes and like, wow, this thing is really great.
Although I think the T18 kit is cheap enough that I could probably just get the kit in order to obtain that tank.
Your
And
mom
she
would probably
has
like the little pen. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah, she
it's
might. Well, you know what? She's a big fan, believe it or not. She likes box mods. I've given her so many box mods that she enjoys. She likes the what is it? The VTC, the EVIC.
yeah, the
I
little one or the big one.
She has the full size one. She has an SX M class, regular SX. The
Your
original.
mom is set up.
Yeah, she's got a
Shit.
Spaghetti box mod.
Oh, she doesn't
She's
need
got
any
all
help.
kinds of.
Yeah, it looks like her.
So
Looks like Sonny has plenty of gear for mom. What a nice boy. Um,
yes, yes.
well then in her case, who knows? I don't know what to tell you. Honestly, maybe she deserves a Typhoon of her own or a K-Fun or something. Like you build it
She
and
too yeah, but she doesn't like them. She's
oh,
really stuck. I've given her so many different tanks. I've given her a K Fun all set up. She doesn't like them. She's so stuck on that Aero tank. That's why I definitely want to try the T18 and see what she thinks of that. So maybe I'll just
what kind of resistance does she like? Does she like a she likes a medium draw. She obviously doesn't like the super air hits, right?
no, not even close. It's
Okay.
definitely mouth to lung,
Wow, and
and
the K
she
Fun didn't do it
likes
for
to
her.
vape. She vapes at like 12 to 15 watts.
Oh, and the K Fun didn't do it for her, huh?
No, nope.
Some people.
So
Well, if she likes 15 watt, I mean, I vape my Typhoon at 17 watts at about I don't even know what resistance 1.2 something like that 1.3, and I find it very desirable. But you know what? It's not the best. It's a good MTL for someone who also sub ohms. It's not a good MTL for just straight quitting smoking. You know what I mean? Because the resistance is even with one hole, it's airier than the T18 kit. The T18 kit is as resistant as I've ever had. She'll like it, I predict. And Fast Tech has them on sale right now, $23.
maybe I'll scoop one up. You can't get hurt for 23 bucks, you know? I
No, and
mean,
the truth is, you might end up putting that in your pocket and using it. That's what I did. I didn't think I would, but I was like, wow, it holds 9010, and I can put 6 or 9 in it, and we're going to the in-laws. I
yeah,
can't.
no doubt.
Like, okay. I was going to say, Ryan Berman in the chat asks that he's getting into DIY, looking for a sweet cinnamon sugar pastry similar to churro. Yeah, there are some. E-Liquid-Recipes has some, but Luke is making a cinnamon sticky bun or something this weekend. I forget the exact recipe he's making. In fact, I have the window open. If you want, I'll simply look it up, my friend. And
Yeah, I think a lot of the forums too have some dedicated DIY sub forums where they do a lot of recipe sharing and stuff.
yeah, here it is. The Cutwood Sugar Bear clone. That's what Luke is making. It is cinnamon Danish swirl, cinnamon roll, ethyl maltol, and sugar cookie. So, yum. Oh yeah, yum. So that's what Luke is doing on Saturday. So that's a little bit like what you're talking about. Somebody is suggesting the Triton V2 for your mom because there's a lot of coils. They got like 1.8 ohm coils. Maybe. I don't know that tank very well.
Which one is it?
Triton V2.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna search that right now.
Does anybody but me think that Joytech tanks have a slight metallic taste to them even after you've broken them in? Just curious, a little question for the audience there. I will say that I really like the Cubist tank so much better than the Tron tank. The Cubist tank is pretty astonishing, man. The Cubist tank does not leak, cannot leak, will not leak. It's bizarre to have a tank that you know will not leak. It's really bizarre. Bizarre.
I had in Anakin. I think it was the Apex or one of their tanks, and
Mhm.
the draw on them, even when it's wide open, is still a little bit restrictive. And I had I didn't like it myself, but I figured, you know what, it's pretty cool design where you don't have to, you just pull that, you pull that coil out without actually having to open anything up. It just screws in from the bottom,
Mhm.
and it's top fill. So I bought her a whole bunch of 2 ohm coils for it,
Right.
figuring, hey, this is a great tank for my mom.
Right.
And it went right into her desk drawer at work, and she hasn't touched it since. So thank
Harsh.
God.
Another person says the Triton 2 top fill is a pain. So, videos, watching videos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah, some people don't like them. Hey, that's how it is. Some things are good, some aren't.
Hey,
I
so I can't wait to try that gem.
Oh, that's
Top.
right. You ordered Jim. I texted Larry, and he totally hooked you up with. Oh, by the way, you guys, I have a coupon code for Gem Juice, GEM.JOOS. If you go to Gem Juice and use the code JuicyJonesHQ, you can have 15% off. And Larry is insanely nice to offer that code, and so please go use it. And the Gem 2 is amazing, and it's back in stock. I'm stoked you ordered that stuff. I think it's so delicious, and I can't wait to get another 120 of that Gem 2. I'm going to as soon as I can. And one of the reasons why I've been scrambling to get reviews done and stuff is that I just want people to know about Gem 2. I just think it's so delicious. I hate to be such a fanboy, but as soon as I got it, it took a day for it to wear off, for the sickness to wear off, and then I started vaping it. And oh my God, it is hard for me to stop vaping that stuff. Hey,
How
Rhonda McGee,
you
good
know what I
morning.
meant to ask you last night?
Yeah.
What is some of these, the sweeter e-liquids obviously take a toll on your coils pretty quickly.
Yeah.
How is the gem, as
Killer.
far as that goes?
It's good. I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10 on the super clean scale. It isn't one of those juices where, well, actually, what am I saying? The Gem 2 is fine. But, the Gem Juice juices are all very good. And then, at least as far as I've seen, I should be saving this for their review, but they all are about 8.5 as far as just keeping your shit clean and nice. They aren't like perfect like some of those things where it's like there's not even a discoloration while you're vaping. Like sometimes you're like, wow, this juice is good and it's just clean. But
That's a pleasure. Yeah.
yeah, but he's not adding sweeteners and other crap that gunk up your coals and make it nasty. It's very tolerable and very good. And I have run the stuff on RDAs and tanks, and the stuff behaves so well. The Gem 2 especially, it's just great. Like when I take the top off, like it's still the coils just look great. You can see that this one in front. Well, you can't see it, but the crowd can. That this one in front is the one that I had Gem 2 in first. Uh, I put dripping dots on it. And it's a different color, but the Gem 2 just it vapes clean. It's delicious. I just want more of it right now. Damn it! I wish we hadn't started talking about it. I'm gonna go get it.
Yeah,
I'm
no
I'm
doubt, no
totally
doubt.
getting up to go get it now.
I really enjoy the Taurus by Rocket Sheep. It's a really, really, really good strawberry donut.
Oh,
The,
Rocket Sheep is the sponsor of one of my favorite Instagrammers, Randy.Santos.
uh,
RANDI.Santos.
they have really good e-liquid, but I have to tell you, the Taurus, literally, in my opinion, you can't go more than a day on the same cotton and coil,
Really?
because you look down into your RDA and everything is just friggin' black. So it burns up in there. It really does.
That
So
means they're
that's
using
it's
ethyl maltol.
right.
As far as I know, that means they're using ethyl maltol. And yeah, that stuff gets all gunky, and you have to toothbrush your coils and clean them twice a week. And
Yeah,
when
yeah. That's what I
possible, I
was.
like to use juices that don't do that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was curious about the gem stuff. But I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully,
Hmm.
what's today? Today's Thursday. Maybe if I'm lucky, Maybe I'll have it by Monday or something.
This that would be killer. Larry's pretty quick too. This Dippin' Dots is good. I usually don't like mango flavors because they tend to be too tangy or too citrusy or have a metallic aftertaste or be medicinal or whatever. But I really like this one. It has a smoothness you don't often see in that. And ironically, it does have a slight citrus taste, but not in a bad way at all. This is good. It's very light. It's not milky. I'll say that. It's fruity, but it's good. Somebody recommends. Yeah, somebody's talking about getting a first RDA. That's Rhonda McGee in there, and people are telling her all kinds of things that are good. But the Sapporo is a good first RDA too because it's inexpensive, and anything by Watofo that's a Lush or I don't know if I'd say a Lush is okay, but it isn't as good as a Velocity. The Sapporo,
Well, I think you hit it with the Sapporo. The Sapporo is a really good RDA for definitely for the money.
yeah, I agree. They're $15 on Fastech, and they cost 30 new if you get them in the States, so it's not bad. Not
No,
even
no.
that. Yeah, not even that. I'm a big fan of Watofo. The Watofo Triple Series box, the Chieftain, which is also called the Twisted Before 20 box, that's a good box. And the Watofo Ice Cubed Addy. Hey, Rhonda, think about getting the Ice Cubed Addy if you like the style. It's square and transparent and has a velocity deck. Have you seen that thing, Tom?
Yes, I have. I have. I like the idea of the see-through addies, just to try to get a gauge on sometimes on your e-liquid and stuff too. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's a little bit gimmicky, but Watofo makes higher quality than most stuff, and I haven't seen anyone rag on the Ice Cube yet. Like people
And
are like, "Hey, I like
I
it."
had mentioned once before another very good addy for the money. Anybody go on to Sacred Mods and check them out is the Stro STRO.
Yeah,
They just came out with the Stro OG. It's like their Stro. It's kind of like a V2, but they couldn't call it V2 because they already had a V2. So it's their Stro OG Mini, but it's a revised edition, and it's under $30, and it's really an incredible atomizer for the
yeah,
money. And it
that's
has
inexpensive.
and it has a velocity style deck. It's real easy to build on. So
Oh, and James recommends the old standard favorite, which if you're on a budget and you want a first RDA, get a Tobacco Velocity clone. It has to say Tobacco because that's the clone that's good. But James Rees recommends that, and he's right. That's if you're going to get a clone on a budget and you want a first RDA or even a second one, the Velocity clone from Tobacco is you can get them at Vapor DNA, and I think 3F8, but they're cheap. They're $30, $20 actually, $20. Oh, and the Hanya. So Sam Wells recommends the Hanya. That's a little bit more advanced. I wouldn't recommend that to a first-time builder, but it's pretty cool.
is that the postless?
Yeah, yeah. Although if you're a first-time builder, you could pick just any Addy. The trick will be getting someone to help you with it that knows that Addy pretty well. Although if it's 3 posts, anyone can help you that knows that. If it's 4, anyone can help you, and 2, anyone can help you. There's really only 4 types of deck: postless, 3, 2, and 4 deck. Although, what have we just discovered? The Goon RDA has created the new 2. Is that just a 2 post? Really?
My first RDA was the IGO L, the little small.
Oh, oh, I know that. It has 2 posts or just one.
It has 2 posts,
Okay.
and I had to drill out the airflow to get it. Because it's pretty tight,
Are
pretty
those
restricted.
little tiny ones with the aluminum caps?
I think they had a stainless cap, but yes, they're small. They're small, and they have 2 posts, and they're
They're by
actually.
Smock, right?
No, IGO. Who
Oh,
makes
Igo.
IGO? IGO is that UD?
Yeah, I think it is actually. I can't remember exactly. It's
Yeah,
funny you say that because I'm looking for one. I've got some of those old things too, and I also have an old Smock Caterpillar that
yeah,
my 3-post Caterpillar with the 1 millimeter, the half-millimeter post holes. I have no idea. They're like threading a needle, sticking those things in there.
yep. Although I
Yeah,
wasn't a fan of the caterpillar, I like.
I'm not.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
well,
I
yes.
mean, It has like a super, like the posts are like 4 feet above the deck, and it has a well that's like half a millimeter.
And I got mine. I think if I remember, my all my posts were crooked, and it was really shoddy.
Yeah. Oh my God! Someone mentioned the tsunami again. Stop mentioning the tsunami.
Okay, guys, I gotta go. I have the
Great.
Comcast guy here.
Good luck, buddy.
Great to talk to everybody. Eli, I'll catch you later.
Yeah. Have a great day. We'll see you later.
Be well.
I will. That was fun. I had a call there from Thomas. Super fun. If you want to call into the show, just say something. You're welcome to. Let's turn that little guy off. Although maybe I'll leave it on for now. Why not? I'm trying to click the button with my left hand. You guys ever try to click stuff with your left hand? It's impossible. Yeah, I seriously want the freaking... I want it so bad. Let's get Brian in here. He wants to join. I'm sorry if you guys can see our private chat there, but he's just saying, get me on your show, fool. By the way, I'm calling Brian BK McCaddy MacDaddy Designs. And sorry, I can't read. And he's awesome. Oh, we could get James too, but he's working. Let's give him a call here. Hey! There he is. Oh my God, look at that beautiful window you work in front of. It's nice. Hey, forgive me, you can't see me, but everyone can see you. Can you hear me yet?
There we go.
There you are. Hey, forgive me, everybody can see you, but you can't see me.
Okay, let me turn the sound off on the YouTube.
The tubes. How are you doing? We haven't talked actually on Skype in quite a while since you were on the... That's not true.
Since I was on the show, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. That's totally great. How's stuff? Have I told you lately that I love your Twitter feed and it's the greatest thing ever? You do. You really have a great Twitter feed.
Thank you. I'm trying.
It's fucking... Dude, it is amazing. When we make our little website, I'm just going to ask you just to put your fucking Twitter feed on it. Like, what the fuck? Like, why not?
It's just any vaping news I can find, and I subscribe to a bunch of RSS feeds.
Yeah, it's pretty clear that you've spent some time vetting your RSS feed so that it has good stuff on it, and you pick stuff. You probably schedule the stuff if you're smart, right? Do you go through and just be like bonk, bonk, bonk?
Sometimes if I'm really busy, I'll schedule it, but for the most part, I mean, there's typically like 20 or 40 things. Stories will come out a day, and about 5 of them are good.
Yeah. Well, what I've noticed, and that's what I've noticed too, and then the viewers can sympathize with this, is that as somebody who has a Twitter feed, it is actually not that easy to find relatively good vape news. Honestly, like you find stuff and I'm like, wow, you found yet another story that's actually good. And even the stuff that you find that's critical, I like how you're very careful not to just post all of the fear, uncertainty, and doubt. You know what I mean? Like you post some of it, but most of what you post is the sort of like, no, here's how to look at this type stuff.
Yeah, as long as I have characters left and it's a negative news story, I'll usually add my own commentary to it.
Exactly.
This is a really biased article or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Frankie Figs in the chat, by the way, mentions his dot mod, his Petri. I assume it's a Petri. And yeah, that's a good RDA. No one's complaining about those either.
Yeah, really.
And Josh C says that he's been busy at work and it's hard to chat right. Meow. Any Super Troopers joke is welcome here. Any Super Troopers joke. So what are you vaping on, Brian? I'm just curious there.
I got this little Tug Life V1 in a trade.
Sweet.
And so I've been, I traded a couple RDAs I don't use for it, and peach colada, sorry, from Adore. Can't get enough of that.
People don't know that. People don't realize that's 90-10.
I know, you told me, and I was
Isn't it crazy?
What?
Yeah, and it makes sense though when you vape it. You go, yeah, it's 90-10. Like it's so cloudy. It's like, wow, this is like a coconut cloud.
Yeah,
that's killer. Yeah, I got this drip in dots, which is really killer, and it's so delicious. And you haven't seen this yet, or maybe you have on screen, but I got this Outside the Box Mods dual 26650 mod, and I freaking love this thing, dude. I've been interested in 26650 since late last year, and I was on Instagram and I found Nick, who does Outside the Box Mods, and this thing is great. He's actually on Series 2. I got one of the last of Series 1, which is, just his first production run. He's been vaping for like 6 years, and he just decided to get into business in vaping last year. And most guys like him, already started and stopped their YouTube channels and juice lines. You know what I mean? Like they've already been through the whole thing. But he's like, no.
I actually communicated with him. I think it was during your last show on Tuesday, or else it was I think, yeah, it was Tuesday. And communicated with him via direct message on Instagram and have my V2 box reserved with him.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Dude, so it's true. I do have reach.
You do.
Yeah, it's true.
You should get a commission.
Oh, I don't want a commission, but what I want to know is if it's true that when I get interested in something, all I did was find that on Instagram and then start a conversation, and like Brandy was there, and then Luke was there, and then all of a sudden he's selling a few more boxes. Now I'm not revolutionizing his business. I'm only this tiny thing. He has a new sponsored guy as well, and I forgot his name. He's a really nice guy too. His name is Logan, I think, and I forgot his Instagram name, but I'll put that on a plaster here somewhere. And I just like Nick's attitude, and I like how he's thinking about 26650s in the year of the 26650. They've really been ignored. And he's got plans. So you've got the V2 lined up. He's going to put some like tape on the inside to stop this slight door wiggle because of the powder coating. And a few other things. I'm excited. I'm getting...
Yeah, he he said he would put a little inscription, personalize it on the inside for me. But yeah, so I've got a...
That's awesome.
I can't even remember which color, but he's already reserving one for me. So
that's what I wanted to know is what color you picked.
I think it's an orange one.
Nice. And let me ask you, which model did you pick? Because I know that he's offering series and parallel 26s and 18s.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that. I would probably get a series though, because ever since I got the Crickets, that's all I vape on. It seems like.
I actually am thinking about a series 26650. Is that insane?
Yeah. Now, do you have to build even higher on 26650s? That was I'd never had a 266.
It's a good question. You should probably build to 0.35 or 3.6, and in fact, we can get Nick on the horn here pretty soon, one day, and ask him. But that's a very good question. I asked him that, and he told me something, and I forgot exactly. But I think I remember him saying you should build to, probably you're okay to 0.3 still, and if you know what you're doing and have good batteries, the same caveats apply, that if your batteries are good and you know they're good and you know your build, then you can probably do it. But I'm pretty sure he'll recommend a slightly higher limit. But just imagine, I know the battery life won't be any good, but a series box with 26650s, boom.
Yeah. I was just checking. I actually got a green one coming. So
green, that's killer. That's my color, the powder coated green. In
he
fact,
sent me images of the different colors that he's going to be using on the next series, and as soon as I saw the green, I said, "Oh, that's mine."
I know, and in fact, I'm thinking about ordering a green one again, or that pink. You saw the pink, right?
Yeah, the pink. The pink was pretty
fucking
nuts too.
Eye popping as fuck. I was like, oh god. But green's my color. But I was thinking about, I don't know whether I should get a green one or a pink one. It's like, do I get two of the same color? My goal is to get one of every series that he's got, just so as time goes by, we're building a relationship.
Yeah. And at like, $80 a box. I mean, that's just ridiculous. So
yeah, exactly.
Can't pass that up.
Made by a real human being in his little factory, his mini factory.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm looking at the chat, and it looks like James Reeves is recommending that Frank Figs return his Petri to get it fixed because they have lifetime warranty, and that's cool. And let's see. Oh, James Reeves is saying, yeah, you read that.
Yeah. 2650. That's what I thought. I would. I mean, I'm not a ohms expert at all, but from what I've learned, I mean, that seems to make sense that a 26650 is the same amp.
And actually, they're a little higher because your normal batteries are 20 amp, and these are 25. But whatever. It's not a huge difference. I mean, the extra 10 amps is a big deal, but it's not. The voltage doesn't change. So the voltage just coming through is the same, even though the amperage is actually a little higher and the mAh's higher. So that's a great answer. Thank you, James, and thank you, Chris Cunier too. Chris Cunier also helped that. So yeah, that's killer. And I actually have the batteries I got on eBay actually aren't the best. These AW I'm sorry, these monkeys MNKEs actually aren't the 4,000 mAh ones like I thought they are. So I'm going to order some new ones, and I'm hoping I can lean on Home Tech to send me some of the 26650s they're building to test along with my other batteries. Because yeah, it's a 26650 year. I'm not going to be happy until I've got a single battery 26650 mod, a regulated and unregulated. I'm not going to be happy until I have a 26650 series, and I also need a series 18650, but that's beyond the point.
Need is a little strong word,
Yeah.
I think.
Hey, B-Man Vapes asks about where to get that. The easiest thing to do is go to @outside the box mods on Instagram, and he's got a link to his shop. His shop's got one of those weird URLs, but I'll type that too, so you can just
Yeah.
copy and paste.
I just put in the website. Have to put the dots in though.
That's it. So yeah, you did that. Spreezy.com, OTBMCO. Yeah, they're cool. And I just spoke with him last night. He sent me a picture of the new switches, and he's almost ready to go. I think he's within 1 or 2 days of ready to start working on Series 2. And I think he's going to do two models. Hey, what's the best 26650? And James says look up Mooch, and that's right. And go to the Facebook group, and I just posted yesterday a chart that Mooch made that shows all the different kinds of batteries and what his favorites are. And the 26650s, I just happened to look this up. The 26650s he likes best are the AWT ones. But that's a great tip, James. Thank you. And I agree, Mooch is awesome. And I put his chart up there for all of us to refer to, and it came off Reddit. You can always search ECF for Mooch and find everything he does. And he's on Facebook too. That guy's awesome. Love that guy. I'm trying to get that guy to help out with the basic building course and for the battery safety stuff. And maybe one day come on the show. He's shy like everybody else. Nobody wants to come on camera. But Brian will attest to the fact that once you've done it once, that's it. It's over. It's fine. Am I right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. After the first time, you're like, oh, I was just sitting there at my computer. It wasn't weird at all. Yeah, I'm not uglier than everyone else, and it was a regular thing. It was okay. Yeah, that's pretty funny. But one of these days, when I get a little extra money, I hope to order a couple of these boxes and put maybe like a little OVHQ graphic on them and give them away for special things. Because we'll be coming up on a year soon and some other stuff, and I'd like to do that. And who told me that Wismac is coming out with a single battery 26650? I presume it's kind of like the one they made for Vapor Flask. They helped design that one for Vapor Flask, did they not? Pretty sure.
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure they did. Pretty sure. Yeah. So I'm pretty stoked that my home wrecker is still working on temperature control. I shouldn't have filled this tank up all the way. I don't know what I was thinking. Don't test temperature control with a full tank, guys, and don't use 3 meg to do it. I've got a whole bottle of Zero over there that I normally use. Hey, Joshua Miller. Just showed up in chat. Yeah, what is the name of that mod? They're asking about the 26650 mod from Wismac. We don't know yet. All I know is that there was one picture, and somebody got sent one. Somebody got sent a picture of one who's going to get sent one for review, and I saw it. Oh yeah, what's the name of this box? It's called the EOB, the Explosives Ordnance Box. He calls it. And Nick is the guy who makes those. He's a good guy. And I believe for Series 3 and 4, he's going to move into some basic regulated boxes and just try to, keep it moving. It's pretty cool. I would love to have a regulated 26650 single battery from him. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? Maybe a little screen. So how's Florida down there, buddy?
Beautiful. 70-something degrees.
Man, late winter is really nice in those hot weather climates.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's actually supposed to get up to 80 by the
Wow.
end of the week. Yeah. I was like, what? In March? But not complaining.
Frankie Figs, by the way, not to interrupt you, asks about LG poopers, the brown batteries, and the answer is yeah, definitely. They're great.
Oh, yeah.
One of the
Yeah, I
things
have a couple of those.
Mm-hmm. I was just saying that the first thing I did this morning was when I bought the rouleau, I immediately bought. In fact, before I got the rouleau, I ordered these LG batteries. I ordered 4 of these and 4 of the Mixjo 2-tones, which are the same battery, in case you don't know it. These batteries and these batteries are the exact same batteries, except Mixjo rewrapped them. So I bought a set of these and a set of these, and that way I've got 2 colors. But definitely go for the brown poopers. The brown poopers are my everyday staples for everything if I don't have anything else. I have 4 batteries that I use for mech mods that are slightly, supposed to be used in mech mods that have ratings that are higher for those. Samsung 30Qs, don't know anything about those at all, but everyone knows that the 25Rs are good, and I don't know anything about the 30Qs. I've never even heard that name before. It's interesting. Yeah, dual 26 650 parallel regulated. Yeah, and Ryan Berman, I think that Nick is gonna. He's saying he wants a dual 26 650 regulated. I think Nick is gonna make one like that. And like I said, that's why I was attracted to Outside the Box mods originally, because I was like, wow, there's 2 things about this guy that I really like. Well, obviously they look pretty. One, he's trying to keep them affordable so that everyone can buy them. He said he looked out upon the landscape and saw everybody and their dog selling this exact same box for $140, or $180 for something nicer. And he got frustrated by that because he knew it wasn't necessary and it's handy. And he also was at least initially focusing on the 26 650s, which I think is forward thinking, because more battery life in these little mods is going to be good without lipos, and so that's cool. Yeah. Hey, there's Vaping Mikra. Hello, buddy. I got you live, and look, we started late today, so here you are. That's awesome. He always makes comments. And he lives in one of those countries where, for some reason, Google thinks everything he says is harassment, and so I had to whitelist him. I was like, why am I doing this? It's great to see you, man. So I'm just reading chat. The 30Rs. Gotcha. 20 amps and 3,000 mAh. Someone says 17 amps, but I'm not sure I would be happy with the 17 amp one. That seems a little bit. It's going to be really hot and probably not work very well in a mech. Regulated might work. You really need 20 amps if you can get it. And I don't think it's a performance issue at first. I think it's a safety issue later, isn't it? Won't you just kill all your mAh by discharging a 17 amp battery too hard, and then you won't have any mAh left, and then the chemistry won't be able to handle amps and it'll vent later? I'm not sure. I'll have to actually look up the physics of what happens when you... Because Mooch could tell us. One thing I like about Mooch is that he discharges batteries at high amperages and he measures the temperature of them to see how they perform. And if they get to 100, he starts getting nervous. And so I think my home work batteries got to 101 or 100, and he was like, it's a little hot, but they're okay. Because he was fucking pounding. I'm like, or whatever.
I'm realizing how difficult it is to actually keep something going and watch the chat and watch the Skype and all the stuff you're doing.
You've discovered sympathy for the broadcaster.
Yes.
Oh, how about that? It's
Exactly.
interesting. You'll actually be interested in this as somebody who does this as a hobby too and loves computers and shit like I do. I actually have, right now, I actually moved my camera much further back away from the desk, and I moved much closer. That way I have the camera close to me in wide angle, and the background is behind me 4 feet. So I think the look is actually better. And I actually am sitting directly in front of a 45-inch TV with a webcam on it and 2 studio lights.
I've got
so
I've got four monitors going, and it's like chat's over here, and your stream is over here, and Skype's over here. I'm like, ah!
You see these monitors over here? I have to physically turn them off, or else you look at duplicates of the broadcast, because this is HDMI from the computer. It's like one day I had it on, and I was like, oh, you can see me broadcasting.
Right, and you're a few seconds behind over here, and I'm seeing myself do stuff I did, a few seconds ago.
Although today I optimized the broadcast for lower latency, for higher interaction rather. So I think the delay is actually a little bit better.
Yeah,
a little bit.
The chat. It seems like the chat is right on with what I'm saying to you, but the video is way behind. Yeah. So anyway,
it's because you and I are in real time, and they are in the past. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Here's another question, too. We're just sitting here. We got probably another half hour or so. At least we can keep chatting until Dawn goes to work. She's at work, but she may have a call. So You guys have questions or anything going on? What about you? Got anything going on this week? How's vaping for beginners going and all that?
I've actually got a couple volunteers that are writing content now, so that's good. Trying to get this website going, but it's a slow. It's been coming soon for 3 or 4 months now. So I'm growing the social media while I wait to get the content written. The site is actually built. It's just the content, because there's a lot of content, because I want it to be a central resource for new vapors or people who are interested in vaping to go.
I think
And
maybe we should combine forces.
yeah,
Yeah, because I want to make a social network that includes content, but I don't have any, and I want to make a place for Orbital Vaping headquarters to go, for us to put all our YouTube videos and our stuff, and for the Orbital Vaping headquarters crew to chat and post stuff and do stuff and like post their updates and socialize, and then for us to put our swag. Like people keep asking me, like I'm gonna find shamogs and put them on there. Not to make money, but because people are asking me for like T-shirts and stuff, which is really fun.
yeah,
And to provide a place just for us to have a platform or whatever, and for us to have a little home on the web. And so maybe we should combine forces, because I have a lot of very good ideas about this. I started deploying tests, and it's going to be good, real good.
yeah. I started out thinking I was going to do the whole thing all by myself, and very quickly figured out that's not possible. So
Yeah,
I'm good at designing websites and that kind of stuff, and I'm a decent writer, but coming up with the time to do all of that, and like I said, the amount of content. If you think about all of the stuff that we had to learn before we started vaping, and then right after we started vaping, and then as you then progress into building and so on. I mean, there's just so much to write. So
yeah,
working
no
on it
shit.
though.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
kidding. Well, we should talk some more, because I know that you've already
definitely.
done a lot of work on that, but I'm just about to do a lot of work, and if we can avoid duplicating, what I want to do is collect all our friends. That's what
Yeah.
I want to do, is collect our friends, and because I think that our brand, and you sharing this, is just being friendly.
Oh yeah.
That's
I
really
mean,
it. It's
the vape community is ridiculous. I mean, it's like, I mean, that's half the fun for me,
yeah,
is, just everybody, getting together on Tuesdays and Thursdays in chat with everybody. It's just something I look forward to. And, same thing on Instagram, just the interaction, and, there's very few people that I've come across in the vape community that I don't want to come across again.
yeah, and those few people are obnoxious and loud,
Yeah.
but they're quite easy to ignore. That's the thing too, is that annoying people are quite easy to ignore most of the time. It's when they invade, it's when you have to share social networks or space with them that it's annoying. But in my case, I just went and got lonely for 5 months, and I made 572 new friends. So that's what happened to me.
Yeah.
I just ignored them completely, and my channel grew faster than anyone else's. So I was doing something right.
Yeah.
So let's see, new vapors. Yeah, I know, that's exactly right. Like I really think that. Yeah, good idea. Ryan Berman says throw some of the money at advocacy groups. Good idea. And I can get vaping for beginners. And that's the thing too, is that I'm making relationships with people and vendors and other vapors and stuff, and I'm not a greedy, provincial, siloed fiefdom asshole who thinks that I'm going to create a place for only me to make money and make my channel grow. I'm not that guy. I want to share all of this information. I only have one mission here, and that is to get good information in front of vapors. That's it. And the rest of it is just self-serving because I can be on camera, but I don't have any selfish reason to say one thing or another. I just want to make sure good info is in front of the vapors, because this is useless if I'm just saying shit all the time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. People ask me about, when I talk to them about the website and what I'm doing. They, are you doing this to sell advertising, or what? I'm like, what? If that comes, great, but I could care less. I mean,
Yeah,
it's really about giving back to the community that I love being a part of, and helping the people that want to quit smoking,
yeah.
and in the way that we've all done. So
Absolutely. And it is so important to note that it's important to sell advertising, and that's because this shit costs money. People who
yeah,
think that good websites don't cost money or need to delete their account on all my websites, because it costs money to put a good website up, and especially time. Like Brian and I have jobs.
Yeah.
We do this out of the goodness of our hearts. We're not billing anybody for our spare time. This is my morning that I spend with you because I love you and I love vapors. And what we're talking about is that this stuff costs money. It costs $25 a month to get decent hosting that isn't slow. It costs a certain amount a month for MailChimp integration so you could email notices. It costs money for plugins because you want to be able to friend friends. You know what I'm saying? Every little
Yeah.
thing is a little a la carte thing that costs money. And Brian and I, for example, are people who know how to get those things and put them together. But yeah, it looks like magic when we're finished, but it costs money. It costs money to do. It
Yeah.
isn't free.
Yeah.
That's so
The amount,
funny.
if you figured in the amount of money that the time that is involved, and
I don't
if
figure
you
that
just
in.
started, yeah, if you just started talking about, what I would be getting paid hourly
Thousands.
if somebody was paying me to do this, and how I'm just, giving that is
Yeah.
it, and I don't care, I don't begrudge that. It's just, it's one of those things that people don't think
Yeah.
about or see.
My rates are public. It's $40 an hour and $120 if it's an emergency or if I don't like you.
Yeah.
Or if it's a pain in my ass. If you ask me to do Illustrator on, if you ask me to use GIMP, I charge you $120 an hour. I'm not kidding. That's exactly it. And the reason I do that is because I want you to hire someone else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I will do it for $120 an hour, but I won't be happy. Actually, I will. I will be happy for $120 an hour, but you won't because you'll be paying 4 times as much. You could pay someone who likes GIMP to do it. And you know what? Here's the other thing people don't realize, that if you pay someone $40 an hour to use GIMP and you pay me $120 an hour to use Photoshop, I'll be done quicker. Probably by a factor of 4. Because Photoshop is that good and GIMP is that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. GIMP is something that only people who have never needed to use graphic art software use. People who've never had a job where your job was to produce graphics and then be perfect. You can't use
Yeah.
GIMP for that. You can only use GIMP for fucking around.
Yeah.
Listen to me go off on
Brandy's
GIMP.
Brandy's asking, what is GIMP?
GIMP is a Linux version of a clone of Photoshop that's so inferior it's insane. It actually does have all the features, some of the features in a list Photoshop has, but it's not usable. You can't. It's actually using it is like pulling teeth.
The number one and probably only good thing about GIMP is that it's free. So
Right, and that actually is not a plus in my opinion.
exactly.
Yeah, it isn't. It's only free if you don't need to make any money on your software. If your job is to do graphics, then GIMP is not free, and you know it. Because you end up spending $80 an hour out of the 40 you're making.
Yeah. Right.
Right. So that's how it works. You end up spending 3 times as much time. Back when I used to do freelance work, if people wanted me to use Windows, this is before Adobe switched everything to Windows all the time. If people wanted me to use Windows, I charged double. And they would be like, what? And I would just tell them, it takes me twice as long, and you need to hire someone else. And if you put me in front of a Mac, I'm the fastest, best person you've ever seen in your life. You'll freak out. And in fact, if you give it to me to take home, I'll have it done. But if you want me to come to your office and use a PC in your office, it's going to cost you double. They still hired me. I did that. I've said that a few times, and once they hired me still. I was like, okay. I went and I cranked out real estate maps in CorelDRAW. And it was a pain. And I spent like 3 days just getting the printer to work. They paid for it. They did. I love Unix, by the way. I don't want to make people get the wrong idea. I'm a huge fan of Unix. I've had Macintoshes. I had a Next machine. I've been using Unix since it was invented in the 70s. Well, I didn't get to use it till it hit the universities in the early 80s, but I've been using Unix my entire life, and I love Unix. I just hate GIMP. And in fact, we had programs in Unix in the 80s that were just like Instant Messenger now. It was called Talk, and I could just go Talk and an @, or his email address, and it would find his thing on his command line and say, "Hey, Eli wants to talk to you." It was cool.
Nice.
It was super cool. Yeah, in fact, Jay Grimps points out this is just tech stuff. On Windows, I run Cygwin just to get a command line going. And there's other solutions. It's easier on a Mac. If you really want to run Unix, just buy a Mac because they run Unix and you have a command line all the time. It's awesome. No muss, no fuss.
I'm laughing because this is becoming vape/geek,
I know, right?
computer geek AM.
It is.
Yeah.
And that's honestly not that separable for me. I have a thing about tech. Yeah, and like that's one of the beautiful things about vaping is that it's such a techie thing. Like we can all. We all love the machines and the circuits and the watts and the stuff,
Yep.
and the fact that we can buy replacement batteries and all this take apart stuff. It's one of the unfortunate things about the home wrecker is that, there's some people who are just never going to recommend this or be able to use it very well, and that's, people who just insist on every single thing just being completely perfect out of the box. But the thing is, this box is absolutely great in every way. Well, here's how they should have sold this box. What they said was, we have Kanthal working on temperature control, or we have temperature control working on Kanthal. And what they should have said was, here's the Home Wrecker G2. This box does everything. It's a 151 watt box that does stainless steel, titanium, nickel temperature control, wattage, and it has a special new feature we're testing. Kanthal and nichrome control, temperature control, and we're going to keep on improving it. So this is a great box, and you also get to help us work with our new tech, that's going to be perfected as we do this, but you're still getting a great box. They didn't sell it that way. That would have been under-promising, over-delivering. Kind of like the cuboid, where they sell you a 150 watt mod, and then they magically release a firmware update 3 weeks after it comes out that brings it to, quote, 200 watts, but they're still selling you a 150 watt mod, right?
Right.
That's under-promising and over-delivering. And these guys came out of the gate saying, TC on Kanthal works. And the truth is, it works. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. And I believe they should have sold this as, this is a great mod, because it is a great mod. And you also get to experiment with TC on Kanthal, because it is just an experiment. They need more firmware updates and stuff, because it is working, but it isn't perfect yet. It's not just pull out of the box and go with Kanthal. It is that way with all other metal. Completely.
I've gotten to where once I got the cuboid, it's the only regulated box I use.
The cuboid is amazing.
Yeah,
How much do you like it?
retired everything. I think I say it every show in your chat.
Yeah. They're all down. The cuboid is, Joytech just, yeah. What are your complaints about it, by the way? I know you have some complaints, right? I'm just curious.
You know what? The only complaint I had, I got the black one, and the paint is kind of chipping. So actually, I have two complaints. So that's one, but that's not their fault. That's just me banging it against stuff. And then the other is I put some rewrap 25Rs. I usually use LGs, HE2s in it, but I, for some reason, threw some 25Rs, and they were rewraps, and they didn't connect all the time. That just happened the other day. It's like I had to press on the battery door. Yeah, I had to press the door a few times to, every now and then. And
I think the PTC rings were covered weird when you rewrapped them or something?
I don't know. It could have been the rewrap, because I haven't had that problem with any other batteries at all. So maybe that's
too
what
fat?
It was. No. I actually had some double wraps that I couldn't fit in there.
Yeah, because I know that some people overwrap their batteries and they won't go in some mods.
Yeah. No, these are just a single rewrap, and it was only those, and I've put other rewraps in there, so maybe I screwed up the rewrap.
Who knows? You know. And then, we talked about this last week about rewrapping batteries. Remember, just a quick note, don't ever. Now, let me ask you this question instead. I won't even tell people. Brian, how many times can you put unwrapped batteries in mods?
Unwrapped batteries?
Yeah.
Never.
How many times should you do that? None? Zero? That's
Zero.
Correct. 0 times. The number of times you should put unwrapped batteries in a mod ever is 0.
Yeah.
So never put an unwrapped battery in a mod. You could kill yourself.
And never put a one with a damaged wrap in a mod either.
That's right. That's right. Not to overstate the point. I went on this crazy tirade last week because we all know there was some drama where someone told someone to put some unwrapped batteries in a mod and they almost died.
Yeah.
So, all right. A Sub-Ohm Innovations mod. Yeah, somebody in chat is saying they were thinking about picking one of those up, and I've been looking at those too.
They're so beautiful.
Yeah, they look very stylish, and they come in. They have a DNA 200, right? And they have another one that's like an FSK or something else.
Yeah.
And Ryan Berman likes his iStick 100 watt better than the Cuboid. Great, that's cool. And the iStick, the new iStick has the grip that's the battery cover, right? The switch. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I've heard. Some of the reviewers have said that too. They prefer, where they've reviewed them both, and they prefer the iStick.
Cool. Yeah, that's good. I could see that. I like the Cuboid just because it's a little different, and I have a little bit of a fetish for the Joytech firmware. There's something about their electronics that are just real good. But shit, I would be stoked to have one of those iStick 100s and just test it out too. Not that I need another 100 watt mod, but better than the Kanger. That iStick 100 watt is better than this freaking terrible Kanger that I've got that's so underpowered beyond belief. This K-Box 200, this thing is just the squishiest. I never use this thing. And I pick it up all the time. I put batteries in it, and I'm like, because I love the way it feels in my hand. And I put atomizers on it and vape it once, and I'm like, fuck this thing, and I put it down. And you can only do that if this were your only mod. You'd never do that because you would think it's fine. But you only have to pick up anything by Joytech to know this thing is just so weak.
The cuboid is so solid too. That I think that was the
Yeah.
thing for me, as opposed to the iStick, which I haven't held an iStick, but not the newer ones. But I started actually with an iStick, like 20 watt or 30 watt or something, and it was nice. I didn't hate it at all. But this cuboid is just it's sort of a beast as far as weight. And
Yeah, they're wonderful. And when I first got this, I didn't realize when I ordered it that it was going to be a premium piece of hardware. Like I didn't realize it was going to be a solid steel block that was almost as heavy as the rouleau. And at first I was like, "Oh man, it's so heavy." And then I used it for about 2 hours, and I was like, "Wait a minute, this thing is awesome!"
yeah,
Like
it's
I
just
love
solid.
it.
It's
Yeah,
solid. It's not too heavy. It's just heavy. So I mean, and it can serve as a weapon if you need it to.
yeah, totally. It looks like everybody in chat's chiming in with what they've got. ISIC 100s, VT 200s. Oh, he's got the VT 200 box. Luke had one of those and really liked it, except that they had bad warranty terms. I think the manufacturer would have warranted it better than he bought it at GearBest. And don't buy expensive things that you think might not work at GearBest. It's okay to buy cheap stuff. But yeah, I really love this cuboid, and I got the stainless steel one out of anticipation because I heard we a lot of manufacturers have had problems with paint sticking on buttons and people complaining about it flicking off, and so I got the stainless steel just to kind of head that off, and I got lucky because I haven't had either one of those two problems, and a lot of people have.
Well, I'll tell you not to blow up your head anymore, but the reason I jumped on the cuboid was how much you were, just loving your
Really?
eVic VCT Mini, and I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
well, I'm going to try the cuboid. I'd never had a Joytech device before that,
Oh,
and
so were you?
so
What
yeah.
happened when you got it? Were you pleasantly surprised?
Oh
Obviously.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in love. I'm in love with it. I told you I've got all my other mods are sitting on the shelf. Haven't touched them since.
I know the cuboid is really like I really pick it up a lot.
Yeah, I mean, as far as
Right.
a
Like a lot.
regulated box, it's the only regulated box I use.
And it has very good power too. I mean,
Oh yeah,
honestly, when you put it on 150, it's not quite the DNA 200, but it's good. It's real
oh
good.
yeah, yeah. It's perfect.
Yeah, I love this thing. It also has a cool square shape. Like I
Yeah,
didn't think of it, but the square shape actually feels amazing in your hand. I thought it'd be too
yeah,
tall at first, but I'm like, nope, it's exactly the size of my hand. And if you get in
yeah,
a fight, you can just get it in in your fist and hit someone. Probably break a finger, but I'm
yeah.
a big fan of this thing. So I've got an avocado coming. I've got that Evogo Velocity. So that now I'm going to have all four of the tanks that have the old Origin style with the tank on the bottom and the deck on top. I'll have all four of those. There's actually a fifth one that just came to market that I have to buy. This comes from France. But it's a single coil only and has a much more Origin style deck. It looks a lot more like a Genesis because it has the two holes in the middle, posts on either side, and then the holes down the side and the space for the stainless steel. It looks a lot more like a real Genesis deck. But it's beautiful because it has like a nice acrylic beauty ring and color and a matching drip tip. So it's pretty. It's made in Japan.
Have you seen that? I'm sorry, I'm not to steer away from tanks because
No, it's
I just
fine.
don't really
We're just
use them
chatting.
much. But have you seen that Evolve RDA that's coming out? Okay. Actually, you
No,
should look
from
at
the people
maybe
who
you
make
could
the
look it
DNA
up.
200?
No. It's I cannot remember. I just looked it up the other day because I saw a review on it or something. But it looks pretty cool. It's a you should look it up on your little window
Evolve
there.
RDA. Is it VO distribution, the Evolve RDA?
Yes.
See if I can find a better picture than this. Is that the one with the funny angles on the posts?
Yeah. Yeah. It's got like it's a two post, but not a two post.
Yeah, it's a two post, but there's the posts are angled so that your leads don't have to stretch as strangely. So I'm intrigued. Oh, it's a two post that oh, it's. Can you guys see this picture on the top right there? It's a two post that has angles and the holes. Do they go all the way through, or do they go out the outside and you clip them both together where they meet?
They go out the outside and you clip them, but they go separately. You
Yeah.
know,
So those holes
yeah,
go transverse through those posts, right? And you clip them
yeah,
both on the outside.
exactly.
That is, I'm fascinated. I mean, I have no idea whether this is good or not, but it's obviously an innovation designed to make it easier to build, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think I'd seen Homeboy Josh had done a review on it or done a
Mhm.
build on it or something, and I was intrigued and looked it up, and I was like, this is you know, something new at least.
And they give you a peak chuff, which I think is
Yeah,
awesome. Like a peak
yeah,
chuff is amazing. If you guys in the audience don't know, peak is not PEAK like a mountain peak. PEAK is the name of a special kind of plastic that is very expensive, but we use it in very small amounts. And what it is extremely high heat resistance. So making drip tips and tanks and stuff out of peak. For example, this haze dripper, it isn't peak, the stuff that's on here, but it's PET or something. It's another one of those special high heat plastics, those special polymers from Germany or whatever. And so just so you know, it's nice when you see peak. They're not talking about mountain peak. They're talking about PEEK, the special plastic from space. That looks like an amazing RDA to me.
yeah. He loved it. You know, which that's one person's opinion, but yeah, I mean, he said he was getting great flavor. I love chuff caps, so that was a big deal for me too.
Yeah,
So,
me
and
too.
I don't think
Wide
it's
open
too
air holes
expensive either.
right next to the coils. Big Cyclops air. That's fine with that.
I think it's around 50-60 bucks
Not
too.
very expensive. Info
So
and VO distribution. Let's see, February 8th. So this one's brand new. It may not be for sale yet.
I saw it. I think I saw it on evcigarettes.com.
Did you?
I always look there because they're in Jacksonville, not too far from me. So,
Oh, so you can go pick it up.
well, they're too far for that, but it's a quick shipment. They're
Gotcha.
2.5 hours away.
There's the Cloudmaker whiteout. Overpriced, over-engineered. Okay.
Yeah, that thing took forever to come out, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. And then now that it's out, a little piece of me is like, okay.
Yeah, everybody was all excited about it when they first talked about it, months ago, and then it took forever, and it seemed like it came out and nobody even noticed.
Right. Their menu bar is screwed up on this side. Okay. So RDAs.
You have to go to shop or go to Atomizers there. I'm behind you.
Yeah, that's weird. Their menu bar is appearing in the wrong place. There we go. Yeah, it's like, huh. Anyway.
I think it's because it's not responsive.
Yeah, that's exactly
So
what
you're
it
on a
is.
smaller window.
It's on a
And
freaking table that's just trying to clamp itself. Look at that. That's so ghetto. Guys, update your freaking template. It's not that hard. Okay. Although, what am I saying? Yes, it is. That's an enormous amount of work if you have a store deployed. Okay.
if you
They're alphabetical. Great.
if you
Yeah.
sort it by price highest to lowest, it'll be in the first few.
Okay. Vortis 2, Vortis RDA, Area X, Sub-Zero Competition. There it is. Evolve. $59.99. So, that could be
Yeah.
worse. Oh, the Russian's on sale for $54. That's cool. Russian's huge. Yeah.
They actually, I think I was just, excuse me. I think I was just looking at that the other day too, because I'm on their email list and they have a 15% off Addies right now, RDAs right now.
That's cool.
So you could get it for 15% off of the 60.
15% off would be,
$9 less, so it'd be
yeah,
about 50,
that'd be
51
bucks.
bucks.
That's good. That puts it in the same price range as a lot of the other $50 RDAs, like the Overcast and Twisted Messes and those guys. All
Yeah.
those guys. I'm not sure if I would get that guy next, only because I want the Velocity 2 probably most. It's just me, though. Actually, the only reason is because my Velocity clone is broken.
Oh,
So the truth is, I'm just between velocities.
I have multiple velocity clones,
Yeah, I'll bet you
just in
do.
case that happens.
Yeah, I only ordered one. And the one I got last year wasn't the tobacco clone, which is how I know you have to buy the tobacco clone.
Yeah, yeah. I actually got both tobacco clones from what is it? VapeNW.com, Vape North, which is in
Yeah, Vape
Seattle,
Northwest. Yeah,
and they sell the tobacco clone for like $15, I think,
that's
plus
awesome.
$5 shipping or something.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't order for them too much because I pay tax and shipping from them, so
Oh, right, right.
not a great deal for me. Uh, so I order from Vapor DNA or something. I haven't been looking at chat. You guys have any more questions? What about the SX Pure Tank? Someone's asking about that.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, I have heard. Someone asked about it last week, and I can't remember. It sounds like there's a noisy cricket in my office. That's funny. Let's check out the SX Pure Tank.
Owen just got his noisy cricket, and he probably hasn't put it down.
Yeehee's new SX Pure. Oh, this is the coilless one. Yeah, my understanding is that these aren't quite ready for prime time yet, but I don't know. I mean, what did they say that it was a matter of it not. Oh! I know what I recall. I recall Luke telling me that ramp up time on those was real bad. That otherwise they were great, flavor fine, but ramp up time was slow. So that makes good sense. So it's going on 8:30. We probably gotta stop this soon. Aileen will be starting her conference call here pretty soon. Do you guys have any further stuff? I want to remind everybody to like the video and to like and subscribe and to steal Brian's noisy crickets. And
That was for Owen.
yeah, yeah, that's killer. Um, and to join us on Facebook. And if your friends aren't watching, then send these links to them too, because you guys are all great. We love all the vapors out there, and Orbital Vaping headquarters loves everybody who subscribes too. So I just think you guys are great, and I don't have to go on. I don't have to go into that too much. I always go into that maybe ad nauseum, but I just am so grateful. And I think it's fantastic, baby. Roy. And I didn't. God, I woke up so late today. I didn't even Instagram post that we were doing this. And yeah, and then can't wait for the tsunami. I know all of us. And what's going to happen when we all finally have our tsunamis too? What are we going to talk about then? I'm going to talk about my tsunami.
Then we're gonna be saying noisy cricket with the tsunami
Yeah.
is the best.
Ooh, that's very. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, and I'm going to want a 30 millimeter tsunami eventually.
You know, you need to get yourself a noisy cricket, don't you?
I do, and it's on the list. It's just I've been doing other stuff. I do need a series box again because I have my Decimus, but it sucks.
20
So
bucks from 3F8.
I know. Oh, you mean the noisy cricket? I was
Yeah.
laughing about how Vapor DNA has the Decimus on sale for $35, and I was right. They're authentic. I was right about the price of the Decimus. The Fast clone wasn't a clone. They're authentic, and that thing is not worth 95 fucking dollars. It's worth 40. But it's garbage. Compared to the Cuboid, it's garbage. And compared to this outside the box mods, it's garbage. Hate that thing. All right. 225RC is going to thumbs down the video. Thanks, buddy. I want to trade the Decimus to somebody who actually wants one. And yeah, oh, by the way, here's one thing I wanted to ask is what do you guys think about the Wismec releasing the RX in different colors? I think it's great. What do you think, Brian?
I didn't
Did you
see
know that?
I
They're
saw
releasing it in
the
different
noisy
colors.
cricket is coming in new colors.
Yeah, RX2 apparently.
Huh. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I have to look at that. What other colors do they have? Because I wasn't a big fan of the aqua white.
Not sure exactly. Don't remember exactly, but as long as it's not the aqua. Although I like the aqua with the white, okay, or with
Yeah,
the
I
black.
mean, I don't hate it. It's just not.
It was the black I liked it with.
Yeah.
Aileen's asking me to give me her coffee cup. Yeah, somebody told me. I think it was Tom Pavlu or Luke or somebody was telling me that people are upset that that Wismec is selling those in different colors, and I'm afraid I can't fathom that thought process of why you'd be upset that they increased choice. It's an interesting idea.
But do you have to buy? Can you buy just the case? I mean, just the color
No.
changes? Or
I'm sure you can't. I'm sure you can't. I'm
Yeah.
sure that because like everyone that has the 2-color one now bought 2.
right. Well, and they're only what, 40, $50 anyway, right?
Yeah, I think I paid 36 for mine. You know, because I got mine on that. Like we're about to release these. Wait a month. You know.
Yeah.
Um, there's a Facebook for people who hate the RX. Wow, that's. I thought I was going to hate the RX until I actually owned one, and then I was like, wow, was I wrong? What about the smog controversy? Where do you chime in on that, Brian? The smog TFE4 plus Wismec Rouleau
Oh,
controversy.
yeah. I agree with what you had said about, they need to warranty it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. If these things are $35 and you're making a profit on them, fucking warranty them.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
that means you've got tens of thousands of them. And then send people a new one and then tell them not to use their TFE4 and then send them a free Rouleau RX 202. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How many people could it really be? I wouldn't think it'd be 10,000. There aren't that many vapors. I mean, there are that many vapors, but I'm not sure that 10,000 people bought RXs. Oh, thank you, my dear. That's so nice of you. Look what my lovely girlfriend brought me. It's a waffle. So I'm going to enjoy a waffle before we vape out here. And, I'm not especially in a huge hurry. I didn't mean to make it sound like I was just going to turn the switch off any second. We can continue to chat.
Yeah, I guess you run late when you start late, right?
That's right. It's a duration thing.
But now if you eat, then I have to keep talking and try to help the show keep going.
Yeah, why the
Maybe
hell do you
could
think I
just
call
reach
people
out.
in the first place?
So somebody else will talk. Brandy says cuboid in different colors.
They're doing the cuboid in different colors?
No, I think she's just requesting it.
She's dreaming. I'd like
Yeah.
that too. Although with the problems they have with the paint, I'm not sure.
Yeah. Mine I had it in the backpack and it got chipped off. So
Yeah, I bought one of those little rubber condom things for it. And I'm actually very unhappy with the quality of the sleeve compared to the sleeve I bought for my eVic VTC Mini. So I just don't use the sleeve. I figure it'll just get scratched, whatever.
yeah.
Well, when I got mine, the plastic on the front was imperfect. It actually had some Mars, like they had dripped some acetone on it or something. Just very slight ones that won't come off. So mine's not perfect anyway, right out of the factory, which irritated me, but not that much. It was only $32, so Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
that's
Really.
so cheap. Although maybe they should have done slightly better. Anodized cuboids, that'd be cool.
Some people can't handle choices.
Yeah.
225 RC.
Hi, Josh Miller. Thanks for watching. Just
Yeah,
left
if you don't give us choices, then we don't have decisions to make, and we can just
Yeah, right. And I guess
follow.
I guess the only thing I can, just putting myself in those shoes, I guess people could complain that like, oh, I just bought one, I didn't know you were going to just introduce colors. I mean, I just don't. I mean, if you're, that's just. I mean, I just don't think it's every manufacturer's responsibility to make sure everybody knows everything that's coming out soon, unless it's going to seriously disrupt things. If it were a cuboid V2 that had 300 watts, and you know what I'm saying, if they were doing something really different and a different form factor, then yeah, I'd be annoyed. But it's just different colors of the same thing. That always happens with a successful product.
Yeah.
Owen just got his second velocity. Smart. I would have done that if I hadn't ordered the avocado. By the way, Brian, you're not a huge tank fan, but I recommend that you consider the avocado.
I have been thinking about it. I mean, the biggest reason is because I don't leave the house much.
Yeah,
so
what difference does it make?
it's really easy to just keep dripping. So I pretty much, if I am going somewhere, I actually, if I'm not going on a long trip, I'll take a dripper with me anyway and just drip it lights. But when I do, I just take the Crown tank. That's the only tank that I like using anymore.
The Crown.
Yeah.
Delicious Crown until we get our tsunamis. But
The
what?
avocado sounds like something that I might be interested in.
Well, wait till I get mine. And I have the Fody and the Haze Dripper, and I'm getting the Avogo and the avocado. And the reason I think the avocado might be the best of them, I just gotta be in my bonnet till I go check them all out. And the reason I think the avocado might be the best one is that, excuse me, that the avocado. I was on video conference with my friend Mike who bought one with mine, and we compared all the pieces and stuff. And I've been surveying him on the phone for the last couple of weeks, and he's had better results with it just out of the gate than I did with my Fody or this one, as far as being tidy and that mainly cleanliness. And I have problems with the Haze Dripper and with the Fody with just carrying them around and pocketing them. The Haze Dripper is almost too messy. You can build it so that it's not that messy, but it's kind of like meh.
Are you saying it leaks?
Well, I wouldn't call it leaking, but it's more like tearing, dripping, seeping,
Okay.
that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Like the
Yeah.
Haze Dripper has a single O-ring. And one thing you should know about all of these things that have the quote origin-y style bottom tanks that aren't really origin, but they're, things with a tank on the bottom and a deck on the top. It isn't accurate to call them origin or Genesis style, but we do. So things with a tank on the bottom and a real deck on top, one of the characteristics of them is that they're messy. Because imagine your Twisted Messes if it had a tank.
Right.
And you're talking about imagine if you could drip into it while you were vaping it.
Yeah.
So it creates a lot of spit and stuff like that. So it's a natural result of the structure of it. And so each one of these things has slightly different design characteristics that try to mitigate that. The Haze Dripper has an off-center drip tip and a single airflow, and it also has Allen grub plugs that go into the spare holes. That's one thing. The Fody has a silicone plug, which actually works better than the PET plug on the Haze Dripper, and has a spitback prevention system in a little bit of an elevated cap. And the avocado and the Avogo has no spitback prevention system. It's just fucking spitback-a-rama, right? Velocity in your face. And which is funny. Can't wait to see that. And the avocado is just structured a little bit differently. It's like a combination of them all, but it has dual O-rings and a top cap with a dome so that it'll condense a little differently. Anyway, I think it promises to be the better of the four.
Okay.
So I'll let you know. But here's the advantage. The advantage of these is that if you like to drip, you put your drip build in it and then stick it on there, fill up the tank, and sit on the couch. And don't drip, just vape. And you'll be surprised. You'll find like you'll put a vertical Clapton build in there and vape it at 40 watts and be like, this is delicious. And okay, I'm fine. And then you still have to fill up every 3.5 mils, but it's pretty damn nice.
Yeah, that's still the more convenient than dripping every 5 to 10 hits. So.
Yeah, who knows? It's and it still isn't the same kind of cloud production. But what I can do is sit here and just chain vape this, which is fun.
Yeah. Now, so the deck is pretty much as big as an RDA deck.
Not pretty much. It is.
It is.
It's the same. Yeah, it is an RDA deck on top, and you can't see it in here. In 40 seconds, you'll see it. But the Haze Dripper has a 4-post deck, which just went into focus. It went totally dry just then because the tank is dry. And I have a fused Alien Clapton in here now. The Haze Dripper has a 4-post deck, and the Avocado and the Fody, however, have 2-post decks. And I'm not facing the camera, but I am turning around to find my Fody, which I have lost entirely. Yeah, can't find it. That's smart. Who needs it? Hey Eli, where's your Fody? I don't know. It's my favorite tank. Oh, there it is. I didn't recognize it because the colored beauty ring wasn't on it. But the Fody, I'll just show you the tank here, has a velocity deck on it.
And that's
a much
same as
larger
the
tank.
Avocado has the same kind of deck too?
It does. It has a velocity style deck. So does the Avogo
Nice.
Velocity, obviously.
Yeah.
But see, this one has a vertical Clapton in it too. I think it's 5 wraps. I'll try to get some light on it. It's focused. But this vertical one spits a lot. I keep it on real low. You could wrap the cotton around there. But this one has the silicone plug, velocity deck. I actually like building on this one better because it's a velocity deck. And the taste of this one is slightly better than the Haze Dripper, in my opinion. But this is only 42 watts. I've vaped these at up to 80 watts before, and it's tough to keep up at 80 watts. It's easy to keep up at 40 or 20. Owen Ginter said, "Oh, you lost your Fody again? What the fuck?" He remembers the episode where I was like, "Where's my Fody?" But the Fody has a design flaw. I can show everyone this. This is so great. It's the perfect time. I screwed it down on the cuboid too tight. So look, if I unscrew this, it's unscrewing the glass from the top, and it's going to start leaking. And what it's actually doing is unscrewing the 510 from the top of the post. So you have to turn it upside down, turn this until it fully comes out, which is breaking the ceramic insulator plate on your deck, by the way. And then you pull it out, you keep it upside down, you take a screwdriver that's a flathead, loosen the 510 a tiny bit, and then crank this the fuck down. Meanwhile, it's leaking e-liquid all over the freaking place because there's holes in the top. And so now it's tight again. You tighten the 510 back up and you're ready to go. So this is a serious design flaw from these guys, that they made the threading such that it doesn't have any knurling whatsoever on the bottom, and it has a 2 millimeter or like a 3 millimeter bottom deck with no knurling and sits flush on the atomizer. So it sticks on mods, and when it sticks on mods, to get it off, you have to disassemble it, and it makes a huge mess. And so I'm better at this now, but people that don't know are going to be irritated by that. And the flavor of this is actually worth it. I still use this on a regular more than the Haze, which doesn't have this problem. Because what you end up doing is you just learn not to screw it down all the way.
So a vertical build in that works perfectly too, because you're getting the wick going straight down into the juice.
Yep, it's true.
And
it is
you
very
still
messy.
get the
though.
airflow coming from the.
Yeah. And you know what works really
yeah.
well on these is like 25 watt small Claptons. Like, you'd be surprised. It's really delicious. But you don't even really have to. You can still run these at relatively high watts. You just have to in your mind, when you own one of these things, just be aware of the wicking speed. And so it isn't always perfectly fast, and then you can kind of control it too by putting more or less wick in, or longer and shorter. I do have a set of those ceramic vape pliers. Hey, bye, Jake Grims. Great to see you. Yeah, Lewis points out that's way too much work, so the average person isn't going to go for this. That's why I ordered the avocado, because it offers, I believe, knock on wood, if it is, the same kind of thing. And what I want to do is a video where I compare all 4 of these and show people, because there's reviews of these things out there anyway. I just have a boner for them. I love them. I think they're great flavor, they're good tanks, and there's 4 of them, so you have some choices. I've actually lost the fill plug on this thing, but you can run such thick juice through it, it doesn't matter.
Well, at the rate I'm going and the way that you sell these things, I'm going to end up having all the same mods and tanks and RDAs that you do.
I'll end up having all the same ones you do. When my Nosy Cricket arrives and my Tug clone.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of people are going to complain about this one. So the Fody is good, but you have to, once you figure it out, learning it is messy. Once you start using it, it's not that bad. Like, I took it off and it's fine. Like, I just know better now. So that's interesting. Anyway, so, 225 RC was saying he was looking at the Griffin, but now he's looking at the Gemini. You might think about the Tsunami. Isn't the Tsunami? Oh, no. Yeah, the Tsunami is like the Griffin with the Kennedy deck inside. Isn't that right? Or is the Tsunami just an RDA? I can't remember. It's a tank, right?
Yeah. The Tsunami's an RDA.
Okay, I got it mixed up.
The Tsunami's the Nixon and the Kennedy had a baby.
Right.
Or the Kennedy and the Velocity, sorry.
Right.
Had a baby.
Right. I had it mixed up. I was thinking of the Griffin again. Yesterday, I almost picked up a Griffin because I was looking for a new replacement RDA for the Aromomizer. My buddy was like, "Why don't you just take this Griffin, buy it?" But I was like, I want one, but I can't really afford to buy a new tank. I figure if I get a Griffin, I might never use the Aromomizer again. Is the Griffin top fill?
I do not know.
You guys in the audience, is the Griffin top fill? They'll tell us in a second. Because if it is top fill, then let me do it. Because I am sick of bottom fill tanks. Period. I'm just I'm done with it.
It doesn't seem like anybody should even be making bottom fill tanks anymore.
That's right. This Crown is what, 7 months old, 8 months old. Top fill works great.
Yeah.
Like, hello guys. Yeah, it says yes, Griffin's top fill. So I'll be getting a Griffin. Because I'm probably not going to order an Aromomizer V2. I don't see the point except top fill. It's good. Not as good as my Crown. Is it? Maybe it is. 24 dual coil slanted velocity post build, and the aromizer is pretty damn good. You think they'll make a Griffin Mini?
I don't know. I was thinking about that Goblin Mini 2. Because I actually got the Goblin Mini 1, which I love, but the fill hole's stupid.
Yeah, the little tiny screw hole is insane. I joked
Yeah.
about the Fody being second only to the Goblin Mini with stupid fill systems. Goblin Mini earns the award.
But the Goblin Mini, the flavor on that is really good.
Hey, there's Kevin Hannafin. Welcome to the show. What about the Crixus? Let's talk about that. What do you know about that tank? All I know is what I've seen on Billy's channel. Yeah. I don't know anything. James Reeves will chime in because he knows everything and sees all the stuff come past him. Yeah, with a Griffin and a Tsunami, like imagine a new vapor, hand him a Cuboid, a Griffin, a Tsunami, and a Rouleau, you're pretty much done. And a Velocity, obviously.
Yeah. Well, if the Tsunami's everything that they say it is, and that it looks like it is, the Velocity, I'm not sure.
Maybe.
You really need one, or both anyway.
I'm not sure the Velocity will ever really be replaced, though. Like, the Griffin still is like a Kennedy with a better deck.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what am I saying? The Tsunami is like a Kennedy with an interesting Velocity-style deck. The Tsunami is still the Tsunami airhole with the eyeballs and the mount, you know what I mean? The Cyclops.
Right. I don't know. I mean, I loved the Velocity for a long time, and then I got the Phenotype, and I like the deck on the Velocity better, but the Phenotype to me has just a little bit better flavor.
Right on. Yeah.
But, it's, again, one person's opinion. But I use them all. I have 2 Phenotypes and 2 Velocities.
Yeah, and the Velocity is something that is... it's one of those things where there's in my mind, there's not much of a point there's totally a point in comparing them to the Velocity, but there's no question that, of course, everyone should have a Velocity and everything else. It's like if you are just wanting an atomizer to compare the rest to, for example, a Velocity is a great thing to get because you'll know what everyone's talking about and why people like the Petrie better or the 13 Heavens better or the El Cabron better or the whatever. Steve M says he has a Griffin and he still uses his aromizer, so that's interesting. I don't hear that a lot. It's totally cool. Yeah, interesting. Okay, well then let's let this go. It's almost 9 o'clock. We've been going probably an hour and a half. I mean 2.5 hours. These get too long after a while, and we're winding down. Everybody out there in Vapeland, you guys are awesome. I love all you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Check out all of this social media junk up here and follow us. Follow Brian here at Vaping Beginners on Twitter, right?
Yes.
And Vaping for Beginners on Instagram.
Yeah, with underscores between them.
Underscores between Vaping for and Beginners. And I'm Juicy Jones, Juicy Jones HQ on Instagram, Juicy Jones on Twitter, and you can find us on Facebook at Juicy Jones HQ. Groups/Juicy Jones. I get tired of saying Juicy Jones. It's like I don't enunciate those words well. It's my own name. So you guys are fantastic. I'm going to quit the stream here in just a second, and I want everyone to have a great day and to have fun, whatever you're doing. And I'll see you guys on Saturday for Vaping Dawn to Dusk. That should be really cool. And we're going to try to have our DIY, and if not, we'll have a great guest. I'm sure we will. All you guys are great. Let's vape out, shall we, Brian?
Alrighty.
Thank you.